Do you hate America?
Oh, so bad. Yeah, so bad.
I hate America.
I
love America. Check this out, everybody. You got the beer? I feel like I've been lied to my entire life about America. Everything's terrible. It's not. It's absolutely fucking amazing.
Do you hate
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the following program. I am your host, Joe Neerman, a.k.a. Good Lawgic. Tonight, we got three main stories for you. The first one I'm going to cover is the second one on the list. That is huge win in SCOTUS today for Second Amendment absolutists. For those of us who believe that we need to have our right to bear arms shall not be infringed. And today, in a surprisingly unanimous decision, the Supreme Court re-strengthened, fortified. That's the word we're looking for, fortified Second Amendment rights. So that's a good day. Obama had opening ceremonies for his library. That did not go well. It was funny. It was really funny. We're going to get to enjoy that together. Oh, poor Obama. Oh, this was supposed to be like, his big breakthrough, his Juneteenth excitement. Ooh, cringe. Oh, deliciously cringe. Leftist looking deliciously cringe is always good. And finally tonight, I plan on basically covering how much Europe has fallen in love with Trump's America. Totally in love. Like, that opening clip I gave you is just like a little flavor, and it helps us remind us that these leftists who live amongst us, these poor, besotted leftists, these depressed, miserable people, just simply don't appreciate the greatness, what I would call the godless of America. Yeah. It's a good to godless. Yeah, they don't really appreciate the godless of America. But these Europeans who are visiting in here are now clamoring for Trump's America. That's right, clamoring for it, really appreciating just how amazing and how blessed we are. That having American privilege is actually one of the most powerful privileges in the world. We do not appreciate how blessed we are, but Europe is taking note of it as the World Cup is underway, and Europeans are soaking in American culture and everything awesome about our country. So I think that you're going to really enjoy it. It's very uplifting, and I appreciate Sound Guy Joe, who called to my attention the need for me to call this out. And I was thinking after my show yesterday with Sin, I was like, so much stuff. Like, I'm watching this and it's depressing and it's sad and it's like whatever. Trust me, when you watch this segment, and we're gonna have a lengthy time on this. When you watch this, you will remember why you love America, and it's very, very heartwarming. It's really, really heartwarming. You're really gonna enjoy and appreciate it. So that's how I plan on closing out the show. Plus tonight we have a goal. The goal is if we get 15 super chats in quantities of $10 or more, 15, not a lot. 15, just 15, right? I mean, it doesn't have to be even super chats. It could be Rumble Rants. It could be Venmo, PayPal, whatever it is. It could be anything. In quantities of $10 or more, I will work for 3.5 hours tonight. I said it, 3.5 hours. I'll give an extra half hour on here, and I'll have a separate hour-long diggers and followers show. Second hour long. That's right. So the 2.5 here. So this way, everyone, it's like win-win-win all around. It's win-win everywhere. What more can I do? You might notice I have the little scrolling chat here. I like this. I saw a little button I can click on StreamYard. StreamYard's getting good. They gave me a little button here so you can actually see. I'm trying to see why I don't see the chat. Is there chat going on in Rumble? What's happening there? Why am I not seeing that? I don't understand. I'm going to do a little test here. It's not seeing the Rumble chat. What's happening? What is happening? What is the little test there? Let's see. I don't know. Locals is open, isn't it? Locals should be open. Yeah, Locals is open. When I say Diggers and Followers, that extra hour show, that'll be for folks who are members in Locals and folks who are members in YouTube, followers on YouTube. So it's Diggers and Followers. Diggers and Followers. If we hit our goal. So I'll go from like, instead of working 2 hours tonight, I'll work 3.5. And I have plenty, trust me, I have plenty of stories. I had to sort of like parse out like, no, I'm not gonna have time to do this. I'm not gonna have time to do this. But hopefully, we hit our goal tonight. We'll be able to flesh it all out for you. Flesh it all out in ways that it needs to be fleshed. Take my word for it. It needs to be fleshed. As I said, I'm gonna start off. I also have a little surprise announcement. A little surprise announcement for you all that I'm gonna drop at some point. Probably after I finish the first story. Probably between our Second Amendment rights and the Obama fiasco. That's where it feels like a right moment when we can like settle in and appreciate it. And I really want to start off by just doing the legal homework here with you all and talk about the case of United States versus Hemani. U.S. versus Hemani that dropped today, a decision from the Supreme Court, which you're going to love. Trust me, you're going to really like this thing. Case of U.S. versus Hemani. Is that thing blocking? Is it blocking? I think it's okay. Make it a little bigger. That's too big. Uh-oh. There we go. U.S. versus Hemani. It's good with the thing in the lower corner, right? I like that thing. You can see the chat in the lower corner. It's good, right? I don't know why I don't see. It is working. I just don't understand. Okay, fine. I'm seeing Rumble. That's good. All right. Ali Hemani is a dual citizen of the United States and Pakistan who was born in Texas, spent most of his life living in Dallas with his parents and working a stable job. Suspecting Mr. Hemani as family members of terrorism-related activities, the government conducted a search of his family home in 2022. They said, we're not really sure what's going on here. We kind of want to see what's happening. So they conducted a search, and throughout the process, Hemani proved cooperative, and he surrendered a gun. This is going to be a big key point here. We got to, come on. Let's just like draw it. So he surrendered too big? Well, that's good. All right. He surrendered a gun he kept in the house, pointed agents to some marijuana. So he basically came out and said, hey, there's my pot. You can try it. And consented to an interview during which he told law enforcement agents, he said to them, hey, that he used marijuana about every other day. He used it pretty regularly. More than 6 months after the search, and relying solely on his admissions, the government prosecuted Hemani under 18 U.S.C. 922 G3. This is the key statute that they're going after, 922 G3, for knowingly possessing a gun in his home while being an unlawful user of a controlled substance. And they said that you're not allowed to do. So we're going to punish you for that. Hemani moved to dismiss the indictment, arguing the government's efforts to enforce 922 G3 against him violated the Second Amendment. He's like, this doesn't work. I'm an American, for crying out loud. I'm allowed to own a gun. Who cares if I use pot? Why should that matter? That shouldn't matter at all. Former convicts saying, it was remember, 31 months. There's a gun ban on all AR-15 shotguns and other weapons goes into effect on July 1st in Virginia, with 22 sheriff's county DAs are refusing to enforce it. Interesting. I was unaware of this. Yeah. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. Europeans love their guns. They love the guns that we have. They're not able to have guns because they're so cucked. They're so used to being cucked. I'm telling you, you're going to really enjoy watching the Europeans. And not just Europeans, all over the world. Everyone who's coming here loves this country. The district court granted the motion after an unsuccessful appeal to the Fifth Circuit. Government asked this court to review the case. So the government is now asking the court to review this case. Can we prosecute a pot user for owning a gun? And the holding is the government's prosecution, Mr. Hemani, under 922 G3 unlawful user provision is inconsistent with the Second Amendment. Can't do it. Can't do it. Second Amendment protects the right of all Americans to keep and bear firearms in self-defense. And they're citing specifically Heller, which is one of the two big cases one of the two big Second Amendment cases of the last 20 years. Though, like most individual rights, has its limits, to determine when the government infringes the Second Amendment, the court begins by asking whether the amendment's terms cover the conduct in question. If so, the Constitution presumptively protects it. And it's over there citing Bruin, the other main case. To overcome that presumption, the government bears the burden of showing its regulatory efforts are consistent with the nation's historical tradition of firearm regulation. So we're going to assume that you're infringing. You want to write a law about guns, the assumption is you're infringing unless your law is consistent with historical tradition of firearm regulation. So if it's consistent with that, that's okay. But you can't show, if you can't show us this historical connection, this is why we've always done it like this, then this law is going to be assuming to infringing on your right to bear arms. The government need not point to historical twin, because if it was a historical twin, then we wouldn't need the new law, we'd have the old law. Precise historical precursors. Instead, the appropriate analysis involves considering whether the challenge regulation is consistent with principles that underpin our regulatory tradition. It's a complex thing to try and figure out what would qualify. To be fair, this is an area of law where we probably need more decisions on the Supreme Court. Frankly, you would think that it's very limited as far as what they've been able to ban, right? I mean, they'd be able to ban based on historical context, but and the government may reason by analogy, showing that its contemporary regulation is relevantly similar to one's well-established, not just some fluky law that was in one state, but well-established in nation history. Two features play a central role in determining whether modern law is relevantly similar to historical ones: the why and the how. The more closely a contemporary law mirrors a well-established historical analog in purpose and operation, purpose being the why, operation being the how, the more likely it is to be upheld. The government accepts this framework and agrees. The 922 G3's unlawful user provision burdens conduct presumptively protected by the Second Amendment. So the way 922 G3, let me see if I can bring up here 922 G3 for you so we can sort of look at the language that he purported, of the statute that he purportedly violated. 922 G3. See if we can get this up here. So this is the statute that we're talking about here, which frankly should be struck down in the wake of today's decision. So this we're all on the same page as to what he purportedly violated, which says, it shall be unlawful for any person who has been convicted in any court of crime punished by imprisonment for a term exceeding a year. So if you have a felony, or who's a fugitive from justice, or number 3 is who's unlawful user of or addicted to any controlled substance. So if you use drugs illegally, you are now not allowed to own a gun under 922 G3. Seems pretty broad. So a lot of people use drugs. I don't do drugs, kids. I'm not advocating the use of drugs, but I am advocating that even if someone violates that law, that doesn't deprive them of their basic Second Amendment rights. Because statute bans a class of people, including Mr. Hermani, from possessing essentially any firearm for any purpose, the government construes 920, so they recognize that that's a burden. That they're recognizing that's a burden. The government construes 922G3 to automatically ban an individual from possessing a gun from the moment he becomes an unlawful user of any controlled substance and remains in effect until he ceases being one. So as long as you're a pot user, you're whatever, you're not, if it's not legal pot, you can't own a gun. Regardless of what controlled substance an individual uses, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be, the crack cocaine. It could be anything. It doesn't matter what amounts or whether his drug use has ever made him a danger to himself or others. Why he keeps a gun. We don't care. We don't care if people are threatening you and you need a gun for protection. You use pot. You can't do it. Or how safely he does so. We're not using any of that. The government analogizes its construction of 922G3 to what it calls habitual drunkard laws. What is that? Habitual drunkard laws, which it submits enjoy deep roots, because now they need to try and find some sort of basis. How did we come up with this law that fits our historical thing? So it's like, well, back in the 1790s, they might have had habitual drunkard laws and are relevantly similar to the regulation in which is to enforce. These habitual drunkard laws fall into three general categories: vagrancy laws that allowed habitual drunkards to be confined in workhouses or jailed. So if you're a habitual drunkard, we could throw you in prison. Civil commitment statutes that allow courts to appoint guardians for these people who are continually getting drunk, or authorize their commitment to asylums if they were that terrible. And surety laws under which judicial officers could compel habitual drunkards to post surety bonds to ensure their good behavior. Now, you notice how one thing that's missing from their drunkard laws is you can't own a gun. They don't have that. They don't have that. It doesn't say that anywhere. It says they might throw you in a prison cell. It says they might commit you if you're really terrible. They might assign someone to be a guardian for you. They might come out and make you post a bond. So in case you're continually just tearing apart the local bar or library or post office. But yeah, if you there's nothing there saying you can't own a gun, nothing in the historical thing. But they want to say, you see, we're restricting these people historically. The government's analogy fails on every freaking metric. It's a loser. It invites the court to taking cumulatively, these problems prove fatal to the government's prosecution. The government's claim that historical laws targeted habitual drunkards for the same reason that 922G3 targets unlawful users, because they regularly use intoxicants, is difficult to square with the historical record. Around the time of the founding and for decades following it, a habitual drunkard was generally someone who, for a considerable part of the time, was intoxicated to such a degree as to deprive him of his ordinary reasoning. He's got to be like a really, really, really lunatic type of drunk. A regular, even frequent drinker did not usually fit the bill. Someone was drinking every day. It's not like he's a habitual drunkard. You have to really go over the top. Many statutes define the term to require that someone drinks to such excess that he was incapable of conducting his own affairs. He's that bad. He's like sin or something. I don't know. Just crazy. There's some people out there who get drunk. And then people get sin level drunk. So I'm just kidding. I have no reason to assume he drinks. Yeah. So they say that's not a thing. What's fixed? What's fixed? What happened? What happened? All right. I assume only good. I assume good things because now it's fixed. Whatever it was, don't worry, it's fixed now. So, given the culture of copious drinking in early America, where everyone was drunk all the time, historical laws targeting habitual drunkards, not merely because they regularly use intoxicants, because their drinking rendered them practically incapacitated and incapable of managing their affairs. By contrast, when we're looking at 922.3, it automatically disarms anyone who regularly uses any amount of any controlled substance for anything other than its prescribed purpose, without requiring or showing that particular individual is regularly incapacitated. So yeah, if they said anyone drinks alcohol can't have a gun, that you might have something, but they're talking about only habitual drunkards. Number two, so they said there were three problems with this. That was the first problem. Number two is the government's claim that 922G3 disarms unlawful drug users to protect the public from unusually dangerous individuals who will commit violent crimes, and that historical laws share a similar purpose, misapprehends the purposes animating those historical analogs. Vagrancy laws usually target those who did not meet the societal expectations of work. We're talking about people who used to hang out on the stoop like a bum. That's what vagrancy law. Picture in the 1930s, like where the mother would tell a kid, "You're going to grow up to be a bum." Those are your vagrancy laws. And those sought to promote productivity and suppress various vices, not to protect the public from a category of unusually dangerous persons. Civil commitment laws, by their own terms, generally did not seek to protect the public from violence. It was never about violence, so much to protect habitual drunkards from themselves and protect families from financial devastation. So we just didn't want these people destroying themselves. And the surety of good behavior laws that government invokes did not normally require showing that individual posed a threat of violence. Instead, they sought to protect the community from scandals against good morals. I happen to enjoy these analyses because you get to step back in time into what life was like in the start of the 19th century or in the mid 18th century, I guess. A bit in the early 20th century, mid 19th century. You get a little flavor. The why habitual drunkard statutes worked in the past differs significantly from how 922G3's unlawful user provision works. The historical laws the government identifies usually provided some form of process before an individual lost any of his liberties, even temporarily. So they always had some sort of thing to sort of assess and establish that this guy really was a habitual drunkard. A vagrant could be sent to a workhouse or jail generally only upon conviction. A habitual drunkard can only be assigned a guardian or committed only after proceedings before something like a probate court. So you have to have some sort of thing. It doesn't automatically kick in. And surety statutes typically required a proceeding for a justice of the peace or a competent officer before a bond could be ordered. So there was always this whole court proceeding that would put them in this class of people who were going to be punished this way. So the why differs significantly from our how over here. By contrast, on the government's account, 922G3 automatically divests an individual's constitutional right to bear arms. It kicks in automatically. That's covering up the word doesn't really help you. It kicks in automatically, divesting you of your constitutional right to bear arms the moment you become an unlawful user. There are reasons to doubt that the government has established 922.3 even serves the purpose of government claims. We don't even think it does what you're saying it's supposed to do, of disarming categorically violent, unusually dangerous persons. 922G3's reliance on the Controlled Substances Act, a statute adopted to protect the health and general welfare of American people, and under which drugs can be added to schedules for reasons having little or nothing to do with violence, doesn't have anything to do with violence. It makes it far from obvious that 922G3 confines its reach to those who are categorically and unusually dangerous. Your own regulatory actions undercut this position because the DOJ has directed federal prosecutors to curtail enforcement against marijuana users. You don't even go after them. Most states have legalized marijuana, and to some degree, and the government recently moved some marijuana products from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3, affording the government broad power to designate any group as dangerous and thereby disqualify its members from having a gun would risk allowing it to quickly swallow the Second Amendment. Now, while this is a win, they say that this decision here is narrow. So it's not like this really broad win. It does not address efforts to ban addicts or those presently intoxicated from possessing a firearm. So it's not overturning 922G3. or other prophylactic laws. In this context, prophylactic is meant to say, you know, designed to protect the public, that Congress may adopt after determining that use of a particular drug poses a special risk of misusing firearms. So in theory, if you have some sort of drug which makes people particularly violent the first time they use it, and they said that you can't, if you use that drug, that might work. That might work. The provisions disarming individuals convicted of felonies, like Section 1, the provisions disarming those convicted of felonies, or whether the government could bring a prosecution on 922G3 accompanied by individualized proof of the defendant's drug use renders him a danger to himself or others. So if you see that this guy, when he uses drugs, he becomes psychotic, you could take away his gun rights. But the way it's broadly applied here, no go. And that's the position of Gorsuch. Again, this decision, to everyone's shock and delight, is actually 9-0. That's right. Even the liberal justices popped along and said, yeah, this is good. This is good. It's good law. Now, there was a concurrence that was filed. There were a few concurrences that were filed. Alito filed a concurrence. Thomas filed a concurrence. And Jackson, together with Kagan, filed concurrences. Sorry, Jackson, together with Sotomayor, filed concurrence. Now, but they all sign on to this original decision. So that's a good thing as far as how the world is slowly coming together, right? I mean, that's a blessing. I want to look with you at Thomas's concurrence, because this could have broader applications. Broader applications. Then the reason, not that it will, because when a justice writes a concurrence or a dissent, it often is something that becomes cited to and becomes like a rallying cause in the future for other cases. And the way he brings in his concurrence here could have, if picked up, a much far broader and significant application even beyond Second Amendment rights. Thanks for no MOU talk tonight. We love America too. You're welcome. It was depressing. That MOU was depressing. It was depressing. I didn't like it. Joe, back in the 1980s, I worked for Coors Beer as a delivery driver. One of my stops was Fresno Beer, Wine, Guns, and Ammo, a sporting goods store. Can we add hot to the sign now? The store was 100% USA. It really was. Wine, guns, and ammo. Wine, guns, pot, and ammo. Yeah. I mean, it depends on where it is and whether pot is legal in that state. Wine, guns, pot, and ammo. So I'm going to skip the majority decision here because we just got a synopsis of it. And I think that was enough for our purposes. But I do want to jump on down to Justice Thomas's concurrence, because his concurrence, as one would expect coming from Justice Thomas, is pretty based. And it touches on a completely different issue than what we've been discussing so far about Bruin and Second Amendment rights. So he writes, I agree with the court. 922G3 violates Second Amendment as applied to respondent Ali Hamani, and I join his opinion full. I'm fine with everything they wrote up there. That's all good. I write separately to call attention to another issue. As a matter of both original meaning and the court's precedents, 922G3 appears to exceed Congress's enumerated power to regulate interstate commerce. This is Justice Thomas trying to snap back at the broad powers that we gave Congress, i.e. in Worker v. Filburn and under the Commerce Clause, to basically say that you can start writing federal statutes about things that have nothing to do with where the federal government should be interceding, and it should be exclusively a local law. Your federal laws here are so ridiculously broad that it's insane. And that's where Justice Thomas is going to go. The statute makes it a federal crime for unlawful drug users to possess any firearm or ammunition in or affecting commerce. And they throw in this stupid language of in or affecting commerce to make it something that makes it federal. Let's understand this, okay? In case you've forgotten your civics, or in case you're too drunk to remember civics, okay? Congress can't just go around writing whatever laws they want, because it has to be power specifically enumerated to the federal government for them to actually weigh in and write laws. One of the most frequent ways that in one area of law that they do have jurisdiction is things affecting interstate commerce, because anything having to do with interstate stuff, that's their domain. So what do? They basically try and make everything is interstate. Everything is interstate, which means if you're going to deem everything to be interstate, in that case, you could write a law about anything. This microphone came from another state. So now, if I'm using that microphone, anything I'm doing is potentially a violation of federal law. It doesn't matter if I sit in my room and never did anything, and I had this microphone, and this microphone came into the state 20 years ago, but because it came from interstate, now all of a sudden, federal government could start writing laws about what I can do on, or what I can say on the air, or whatever. It's a ridiculously broad. It's a ridiculously broad chasm that's created where basically, they're blocked. They've been blocked from being able to handle anything with respect to local laws. And they just say, as soon as you have interstate commerce and you claim it's about interstate commerce, you just make this big breach that the federal government can come marching on in there with whatever stupid laws they want. So, and that's what Justice Thomas is about to take issue with. Under the prevailing interpretation 922(3), the government can secure a conviction for unlawful firearm possession if the firearm possessed by the drug user had previously traveled in interstate commerce. Hey, what gun hasn't traveled in any time before you owned it when it came to the dealer? Unless you made it in the room next door, what gun hasn't gone through interstate commerce? It's ridiculous. The Commerce Clause does not authorize Congress to regulate or ban possession of any item that has ever been offered for sale or cross state lines. That's ridiculous. Such an understanding would convert congressional authority under the Commerce Clause to a general police power of the sort retained by the states. The states are the ones who are able to write those laws, not the federal government. So while the issue was not presented in this case, the court and lower courts should revisit the constitutionality of 922G, because the entire thing is crap, according to Justice Thomas. May he live for many decades and preside over our land. Section 922G criminalizes interstate gun possession. It makes it a felony for enumerated categories of people, as relevant here, possess in or affecting commerce any firearm or ammunition. So we had this case, Scarborough versus United States. And in that case, the court held that materially identical language required, just as a matter of statutory interpretation, only this small level, that the possessed firearm previously traveled in interstate commerce. He does not like this Scarborough decision. He doesn't think Scarborough is fair. Yeah, I know what I did. The Court of Appeals have interpreted 922G's in or affecting commerce element to likewise require only this minimal nexus of interstate commerce. In Himani's indictment, for example, what happened here? The government alleged only that the firearm that he possessed had been shipped and transported in interstate commerce. So, well, look, we know that this is manufactured in different states. He's got it here in Texas. We know it's made in Oklahoma. So it's traveled at some point. Even though Himani was indicted for possessing in his home in Texas. The government did not have to allege, nor would it have had to prove at trial, that Imani bought the firearm at someone else and some others. You don't say that he carried across the state. Someone else could have brought it, and he could have bought it here. Still a problem because it crossed interstate lines. Stupid, retarded. It makes no sense. There's no limit. Section 922G appears to exceed Congress's powers under the Commerce Clause. Congress has the power to regulate commerce among the several states. As a matter of both original meaning and this court's precedents, Congress lacks the power to regulate possession of firearms solely on the ground that they cross state lines at some point in the past. Once it crosses state lines, now we can write whatever law we want about it. So who can own it? Why? Why would that be? What does that have to do with the sale of it or interstate commerce? It's ridiculous. As an original matter, the Commerce Clause authorizes Congress only to regulate buying and selling of goods and services trafficked across state lines. So yeah, if someone wants to sell it to a different state, that's interstate commerce. But if it's sold in one state and then carried and there's no more sale of it, the gun is still there, where the hell is your commerce? It gives Congress no power to regulate activities wholly separate from business, such as gun possession. The power to regulate commerce can by no means encompass authority over mere gun possession any more than it empowers the federal government to regulate marriage, littering, or cruelty to animals through the 50 states. You might say, oh, wait, if this cup was manufactured in a different state, you can't litter that cup. That's the same thing they're saying. Why can't we write a law about that? You can't litter. That's an interstate cup. I mean, this is how crazy this is. Why it is that he's alone in saying this instead of everyone recognizing, yeah, that's pretty retarded. When you think about it from the context of littering, they could write a law about marriage based on basically saying, well, if the paper that the marriage license is on traveled interstate, so we can govern and dictate your marriage. There's no end to it. Because 922 criminalizes possession of firearms apart from any purchase or sale of goods and services across state lines, I doubt that it could be an exercise of Congress's Commerce Clause powers in an original matter. Section 922 it seems, also cannot be reconciled with this court's modern Common Clause doctrine. Under that doctrine, the Alderman doctrine, 922G must fall within one of three categories to be constitutional. It must either regulate the use of the channels of interstate commerce. So if you're using the mail system, you're using trucking systems or whatever, or it has to regulate and protect the instrumentalities of interstate commerce or persons or things in interstate commerce, or regulate activities that substantially affect interstate commerce. 922 does not seem to fall within either of the first two categories. It does not, as far as I can tell, regulate the use of channels. You say, who can possess it? What is it the use of channels of interstate commerce? Because it criminalized possession of a firearm within a state long after any use of those channels. If by the terms of the statute, a gun could have crossed state lines 5 years, sat on a shelf, been, and sold, and then resold again, and mounted on a wall and put there for 15 years. All now in the same state, but a different state of its origin. And then someone who owns it takes a joint, an illegal joint, up possession of a legal firearm that crossed in state lines. Stupid. Nor does it regulate and protect the instrumentalities of interstate commerce or persons or things of interstate commerce, because it requires no showing that the possession in question poses any risk to interstate buying, selling, shipping, or transportation. I also doubt that 922 can fall within the third and broadest category of regulations of activities that substantially affect interstate commerce. The mere possession of a firearm that long across state lines is not economic activity in any sense. And the court has never upheld regulation of intrastate activity, meaning within the state, that is not economic in nature under this category. Moreover, our precedent suggests that merely possessing a gun does not have a substantial effect on interstate commerce. Section 922 targets classes of people the government thinks threaten the safety of the community if they have a weapon. But the court has emphatically rejected the argument that Congress may regulate non-economic, violent criminal conduct based solely on the conduct's aggregate effect on interstate commerce. You can't say, well, since if a lot of people are violent and they're engaging in violence, that's going to affect interstate commerce. That doesn't work. That doesn't empower Congress. That's not a basis to empower Congress. Accordingly, in Lopez, the court concluded that possession of a gun in local school zone is no sense an economic activity that might, through repetition elsewhere, substantially affect any sort of interstate commerce. Like the gun possession statute at issue in Lopez, it's not a regulation of economic activity, but a law to combat crime and violence. You don't really care about anything to do with the economics. You're just trying to stop crime and violence. And that's how you're going to scream about it to your stupid constituents. For these reasons, lower court judges have for decades concluded that under the court's precedent, 922G exceeds Congress's power to regulate interstate commerce. It's too broad. It's too far. In upholding 922G under the Commerce Clause, the Court of Appeals have misapprehended our precedents in two ways. So when they said it's good under the Commerce Clause, they were wrong. And they misunderstood it two ways. Some thought that Scarborough's statutory holding required them to uphold the constitutionality. They said, well, when we look at Scarborough, that tells us we have to say that 922G is valid. Others have concluded that the presence of the so-called jurisdictional hook in 922G renders statute constitutional under Lopez and Morrison. What is the jurisdictional hook? That they throw in the language affecting commerce, even though it's got nothing to do with commerce. Any gun affecting commerce. That now we can talk about it because it's affecting commerce. But then they say every gun is affecting commerce. So they try and make that's the jurisdictional hook. In other words, they throw in the term affecting Congress to give Congress the jurisdiction. Jurisdiction is a word for power. In order to give them the power to write laws about this, they throw in that jurisdictional hook, that power hook of it's affecting commerce, any gun affecting commerce. Even though the whole purpose and objective of the law has nothing to do with affecting commerce. Several courts have upheld 922, but some courts, they see the language in there. Well, the statute says affecting commerce, so Congress can do it. That's not the way that works. That's to actually be affecting commerce. Several courts have upheld 922 based on this court's decision in Scarborough alone. Let's talk about Scarborough. They've understood Scarborough's interpretation of the statutory in or affecting commerce requirement to establish as a matter of Supreme Court precedent that 922G is a valid exercise of Congress's commerce powers in all its applications. So they misunderstood what we were saying. Thomas is trying to educate lower court judges that when you start looking back at Scarborough, you need to reread it and understand what we were actually saying in Scarborough. It's his way of trying to give a lecture to any judge who is dealing with this in the future. Now he knows that none of these judges, even the most strident and dutiful judge, is likely not going to be reading this case just for kicks and jollies. But when they are presented with a case related to this topic, they will do research. And when they do research, they will come across this case. And when they come across this case, they are likely to read the concurrence. And a lawyer may point to this concurrence and basically say, hey, we're asking the court to employ the logic that Justice Thomas threw out here. And to recognize that Scarborough is not this broad thing. So now when the lawyer cites to Justice Thomas's concurrence, the effect and ramifications of it is now a judge who's looking at a similar case down the road will be like, well, this is what Justice Thomas thinks. He thinks that I shouldn't just blanket close my eyes, go by Scarborough and read Scarborough the way all these other judges are. He thinks they've been reading it wrong. So, and this is a way, what Justice Thomas is doing in this concurrence is he's empowering attorneys who are going to be litigating along similar issues in the future to take his arguments, throw it in front of a judge, and try and raise it there for a judge to agree with them. That's how you generate modifications and evolution of the law in a way that's more logical and reasonable and aligned with your perspectives. So that's why he writes this concurrence. It's not just for like willy-nilly. He's hoping that down the road, someone's going to read this and actually employ it, and that this will affect how district court judges think about it. And maybe it'll become an issue that will come up before the entire court. And then the entire court will have to weigh in as to like, well, what do we really think about the Commerce Clause? We didn't really think about it when Thomas was writing his concurrence, but now this is directly on point on the issue we have to address. Which way do I want to fall on this? So that's why this concurrence is potentially important, because he's giving lawyers in the future the ability to start restricting the broad powers that Congress has just grabbed for itself by just using the terms Commerce Clause or relying on Scarborough. So the court so he said the previous courts misread Scarborough. The court has never held 922G is unconstitutional whenever the Scarborough test is satisfied. Scarborough's holding was statutory, not constitutional. When we decided Scarborough, that was not a constitutional decision, that was a statutory decision. Scarborough addressed only whether Congress intended no more than minimal nexus requirements in its statutory requirement that the firearm in question was received, possessed, or transported in commerce or affecting commerce. It based its holding on the statute's language and legislative history, not constitutional law. Scarborough cannot be taken by this court or the Court of Appeals as purporting to settle the question of 922G's constitutionality. They were simply talking about, well, what does the statute say? But Scarborough wasn't really thinking about, is it constitutional? Other courts have upheld 922G's constitutionality solely on the ground that it has a jurisdictional hook, purporting to connect the offense to interstate commerce. That because when we pulled up this statute over here, right, when we looked at this, they use this magic language. It says it shall be unlawful for any common or contract kind to deliver for interstate or foreign commerce. They throw in the language of interstate commerce over here. So in order to give them license to write whatever law they want. Under Scarborough, 922G requires that the firearm at some point travel across state lines. This jurisdictional element that courts say itself shows a sufficient nexus with interstate commerce. But that's crap, he says. And on this view, the jurisdictional element in 922G distinguishes it from the statutes considered in Lopez and Morrison, which lack such a hook. This justification, too, appears to conflict with our precedents. Congress cannot regulate the possession of everything that ever traveled across state lines. As a statutory matter, Congress required no more. They said when Congress claimed that they could do that, that doesn't mean they have a right to do that. But treating Congress's jurisdictional element as dispositive could very well remove any limits on the commerce power and would trespass on traditional state police powers. So Congress pretends that they can do that, but they're wrong. So when you're reading a statute, and this is where it gets very confusing, I want to try and break this down for you in layman's terms. What he's basically saying is these judges look at the statute and they're like, well, according to the statute, as long as it has minimal ties to interstate, in that case, now that's enough. And, if there's minimal ties, then we can find this person guilty of this law. Well, that's what Congress wanted to do. That's what they thought was okay. And so then people look at them and they're like, well, are these minimal ties to interstate commerce? Do we have enough for minimal ties to interstate commerce here? And it's a very low threshold. And according to the congressional statute, yeah, go ahead and convict the guy. And what Judge Thomas is saying, like, it's nice that that's what they wrote, but they don't have the power to do that because it's not really affecting interstate commerce. So Congress never had a right to write this law in the first place. It's not constitutional law. So it's nice that they're saying if it has any sort of relationship, they're saying if it has any relationship to interstate commerce, in that case, go ahead and convict this guy. And he's like, Well, you don't have any authority if it has any time in any relationship at all. It has to have much more than that. It's got to be affecting interstate commerce, not something that just it once walked up to the four corners of the four corners and it stepped across the line and came back. Oh, now it's interstate commerce. That's not the way this works. It's not the way this works. So just because Congress thinks that they have power there, that doesn't mean they actually do. Nothing in Lopez and Morrison suggests anything to the contrary. Lopez considered jurisdictional hook helpful only if it would ensure through case-by-case inquiry the firearm possession in question affects interstate commerce. But as explained, 922G's bare requirement that a fireman previously traveled across state lines is crap. It doesn't ensure that the firearm possession in question affects interstate commerce. It's not good, doesn't do nothing. Mere possession of a firearm does not necessarily affect commerce at all. Morrison also said that jurisdictional hook could help show that the statute is in pursuance of Congress's power to regulate interstate commerce. But the fact that 922G purports to be an exercise of Congress's Commerce Clause powers does not mean that it falls within the legitimate scope of those powers. See? Just because they think that they can do that doesn't mean that they actually had the power to do that. Under our Constitution, the powers of the legislature are defined and limited, and that those limits may not be mistaken or forgotten. The Constitution is written. That's why we have a Constitution. It has now been 26 years since a party has received relief in this court based on the Commerce Clause challenge. Such relief has always been hard to come by in lower courts, as decisions concerning 922G show. This question merits a closer look in an appropriate case. That's him saying, please, someone bring me the case so I can shoot down this stupid 922G. For, like Judge Batchelder, I am unprepared to reduce the Supreme Court's Lopez decision to an anachronism to be noted in passing but ignored. Congress's enumerated powers, like Supreme Court opinions setting forth their limits, are, in my view, to be taken seriously. Very well written. Then we can see the joke of Justice Jackson. I hate Bruin. I don't like Bruin. It's not good. Bruin is confusing to me. It's very, very confusing. I don't understand it. I don't understand. Can you explain Bruin? Can you explain Bruin? Bruin is unworkable. Can you explain Bruin? I'm not even sure how to pronounce Bruin. I thought when someone showed me the is that the hockey team? It puts judges in an unfamiliar place and difficult task of sifting through centuries-old evidence in order to answer contested historical questions. It's too hard. Judges aren't supposed to be smart. They can't figure out analogies. It's not fair. Why do you put them in such a hard place? Bruin leaves no room to consider the real and present stakes of the problems facing our society. Who the hell cares about that? That's retarded. Well, because basically we have a brand new country now, so throw out the effing Constitution. That's what she's basically saying here. That's what she calls worst of all. Worst of all is we're restricted from being able to throw the Constitution down the toilet. That's worst of all. That's Justice Jackson. Instead, to pass, and the only reason she allowed this is because she wants to allow someone with a foreign last name to own a gun. Instead, to pass a new firearm regulation, that's all she cares about. Legislatures and the lawyers are, as a practical matter, if this guy's last name was Johnson, he was screwed. His name was Himani, so that's why Justice Jackson came along. I mean, he would have passed with the majority, but Justice Jackson would have been dissenting, in my personal opinion. The difficulties Bruin has created are all the more striking compared to the test that abolished means end scrutiny. It's just stop it. Just stop it. She's whining that she doesn't like the law anymore. I can't handle her. I'm done. I don't really care. I don't really care. All right. That's what we got. That's what we got. What do you guys got here? Joe, back. I got this one. Wicker should be overturned. Yes, it should be. Wickard v. Filburn must be overturned. But good luck with that. Segan. Hey, Lady Lawgic and Joe. She's not there. A moral, smart, ethical people make a strong state. A strong, prosperous state makes an environment for weak, liberal people to prosper, take over, then cycle repeats. This is the story of California. So you're headed for your abyss. That's basically what he's like. You're riding the Bronco down into the abyss. You're on that horse. I don't mean the O.J. Simpson Ford Bronco. I mean you're on your horse in California, riding into the abyss. Best of luck to you. Stay strong. Off topic, sorry. Send you a post from Tulsi from an hour ago. She takes down Fauci in her final act as DNI. Let's see what Rand Paul does. The only thing Rand Paul is any good for is going after Fauci. The only thing he's any good for. All right. I'll see if I have a chance to get there. We'll see. I'm sort of on pace, a little bit on pace, a little bit off pace. I expected, but I just finished the hard part of, because I know how super chats work. Okay, I know how super chats work. The way it works is when I'm doing law stuff, by and large, super chats become there's not much to weigh in on. Even if when I'm doing law stuff, there's much less to weigh in. I know. So if I was watching me, I wouldn't even know what to say to me. So how can you? If I was watching me talking law, I wouldn't know what to say to me. I know, I've tried it. And I'd be like, wow, I don't even know what to say to him on that. So there you go. So I expect the super, but then when I'm covering other stories, which are like funnier or more engaging and stuff like that, that's when super chats tend to pick up. So that's what I'm saying. That we got 5 in the first hour here when we were doing law stuff. That's actually a good sign for us hitting our goal tonight, in case you're wondering. So, and I didn't even look over in the ghetto yet, which I'm about to look in right now. I don't even know it's there. We don't even know. All right. Well, I don't have any yellows in there or anything, but we do have Forlorn Tim saying, next we need to get rid of blanket federal prohibition on anyone subject to civil protection order, even if entered voluntarily to settle specious allegations and never violated. That sounds really strangely specific, Tim. It sounds strangely specific. We need to get rid of blanket federal prohibition on anyone subject to civil protection. I'll tell you this much. We need to get rid of banning guns from anyone who ever was convicted of a felony in excess of a year. That's crazy. If it was a violent crime, maybe. I'm not even saying definitely, but maybe. But if someone engages in serious fraud, they can never own a gun. They get convicted and spend 10 years in prison for embezzling funds, for embezzling millions of dollars. Now they can never own a gun. Why? What makes you think they're a danger with the gun? It's such a wide blanket law. It's retarded. You're pointing specifically when people enter into a voluntary agreement. Thing says, anyway, Wicked v. Filburn says not buying a gun is just as much interstate commerce as buying one. So you might as well just buy 2 guns. It's ridiculous. Singh says, opinion on Israel and Bibi's action vis-a-vis ceasefire, especially in last hours, so I ran full out. Unless you already commented, we'll rewind, but there's even fresh news, markets dumping. I didn't even see it. I don't know what has been happening. Today I wasn't looking at Iran, America at all. So what you're giving me here is information I don't have. I don't have this. I don't know what to do with that. Should I spend a minute looking it up? I probably should. What am I looking for here? Being very aggressive on Lebanon and Iran is threatening to withdraw from the agreement. I know that Israel and America are butting heads over this peace treaty. Like we got this.
But yeah, you've seen people in their system, Ben Gvir and Smotrich, who've attacked the deal. And I guess my response to them would be, what is your exact proposal? And you're a country of 9 million people. You can't just kill your way out of solving every single national security problem that you have. Look at but yeah, you've seen people.
So this is making people love JD Vance. And he's right, obviously. They cannot kill their way out of every single problem. That's true. Speaking of killing their way out of problems.
What's up, man?
We got to get you a better intro than that.
What?
We can do it. We can do it.
All right, I'll try again. Ready?
Okay. Show me.
Hey, everybody, how you doing? I'm here to spoil Joe's show.
Dang, there you go. Way better.
Way
That's way better. How you been, my friend?
I don't know. Did you get through all the dry legal analysis?
Yes, I did.
You did. You're very clinically, very like surgical.
I assume you were watching me, that you knew, because I literally finished like right when you popped, like when you rated me.
I was waiting. I was just waiting.
Yeah.
Like waiting.
I sent him a message saying like, give me like 45 minutes to get through the legal stuff. So, and it ended up taking closer to an hour.
It's all right. All right.
But yeah, I was asked to check up on developments with Iran maybe pulling out a deal because of Israel attacking Lebanon.
I haven't seen anything about that. I mean, I saw the report. I haven't heard, like, I saw Tusi saying that the reports of that, but as far as I know, everything's still open. The oil markets haven't gone crazy. This could be Iran. Like, a lot of people are going like, oh my God, I can't believe this. Iran could have been doing this behind the scenes, telling, Hezbollah, hey, we want to try to get more out of, we want to use this for leverage. If you do this, maybe we can get the Americans to give us something else because they'll get mad at Israel. You never know. I'm hoping that whoever's in charge, they're getting, like, they're picking up intercepts and they know what's going on behind the scenes.
So they have Hezbollah launched an attack tonight in which 4 hours ago, 4 Israeli soldiers were essentially incinerated. I assume Israel will hit back very hard. No MOU or violent agreement will change these terrorists. That's Mark Levin, who is very, very, he loves him a good war. Breaking, Israel started a ground invasion again in southern Lebanon tonight. A huge battle ongoing with enormous amount of Israeli casualties. Israel is advancing from 3 different routes toward the Ali al-Tahrir Hills area. 4 Israeli military vehicles are completely destroyed. Hezbollah fires AD missiles at warplane and bombards evacuation sites for their injured soldiers. Non-stop med-evac helicopter flights as Hezbollah engages soldiers directly at 0 distance while also throwing waves of rockets and artillery at the invading occupation forces.
Oh, did you hear about Tulsi's post? Did you see it?
No.
Here, let me give it to you in the private chat. Tulsi released basically information saying that Fauci lied. They got him. Lied to Congress. Was working with the IC to subvert everything during COVID. And here, I'll give it to you right now. Studio chat.
BS unfortunate initials. Love that name.
There you go. Yeah, they just released another thing. So she's still bringing out the hits on her last season.
Member for 26 months is looking forward to the Obama story. I'm going to get there in a few minutes, although I do have a surprise announcement for everyone before I do that. And I'm going to just cover this real fast. You share in the private chat there?
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah, oil prices are still $76. They haven't gone up, so this is not, the straits are still open. If the straits were closed, the oil prices would have shot up. So
Hey, this is what I'm going to do because I have a time issue here.
Okay, no worries.
I have a time issue, and I think this is an important story. I'll cover this, assuming
It's not that very long.
in a diggers and locals thing.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll cover it there. I think it's a good story, but I'll cover it in a diggers and locals thing. So, yeah, I think I gotta do it that way.
Is your surprise announcement that squirrels are now kosher?
Nope, not exactly. Nope. No, I'll share with you now. Actually, where should I do this? Oh, I know how to do this. I finally caved after hearing all about how I was supposed to do this a long time ago. I was supposed to do this a very long time ago. But my announcement is that I finally got everything squared up and proper. And
well, let me guess. I think I have it. I know what it is. I figured it out. You're going to be an immigration judge.
If only. Nope.
You have your own website. Wow.
I finally have merch.
Merch?
Yes, merch. That's right. There's merch. There's cult follower, not at all a cult merch. We got mugs. I've got there's no tracksuits.
You're gonna have to get tracksuits, Joe. You're gonna have to find out how you can get tracksuits made. If you don't,
the closest thing I have is like a sweatshirt bundle type of thing.
It's got pants. That's a tracksuit.
It's not really. We don't have tracksuits. The following doesn't have tracksuits. We do have a sweatshirt bundle, but there's no tracksuits. And the following, because it's not at all a type of cult. So we don't have tracksuits. That's not part of the following. But because, like I said, I tell you all the time, right? There's no Kool-Aid. There's no spaceships. No tracksuits. There's no goat sacrifices. No squirrel mutilations. No dancing around bonfires to the beat of a tom-tom while shucking off your clothing. It's not at all a cult. Type of cult. So, and that's why the following here basically makes very clear, that it's not at all a cult. So there you go. If you want to check it out, the link is in the description. You should have it there in the description. Whether you're on locals, whether you're on Rumbles or on YouTube, you'll see it in the description. I will actually I'll pin it in the chat also. I should pin it in the chat. So if you want to check it out, if you have recommendations, things you'd like to see in the store, I even got like a little pink shirt here for the ladies. We do not sell it to men. You cannot buy it if you're a man. I don't know how we stop you, but we will. We'll try to find a way. We'll try to find a way. There's even a poster, and I told my producer, I was like, I cannot even imagine a single human buying a poster of mine.
I'm buying one. I'm going to put it up on the wall.
I was like, I cannot even imagine. I was like, what would someone do with a poster? And she was like, no. You need to have a poster. I was like, what do people do with stickers? She's like, they put them on their laptops. I was like, really? I was like, why would someone want something? I don't understand. And she's like, no. Trust me. You need to have a sticker. You need to have the poster and the mugs and the clothing. And so there you go. I got a tumbler there. So with the whole following thing on the back. She's like, you have to have the tumbler with the handle, not tumbler without a handle. It's very important as a handle. So anyway, we argued about pricing because I was trying to push it down, and this is the only thing that made sense is the numbers we came to. So there you go. I urge you, if you're interested in supporting the show, getting yourself some merch or anything related to that, you now can. You can get officially licensed merch from the following program, from the following.
What you should do, this is not really advice.
No.
Telling you to do this. What you should.
I need advice.
If I was you, what I would do is I would get a bunch of the stickers, okay, and then I would just send them out to like, people that are members or whatever, and that way they could just put them places because it's good advertising. Like to just go stick them. I'm not telling anybody to stick them on like buses or bus stops or enclosures or places that people would see, on the L or on the subway or anything, but some people might do that if they wanted to. I'm not telling them to do that. because that would be vandalism, and don't do that. But
Uh-huh.
that would be good advertising, because I know I've seen, like, occasionally when you go on like the bus or the subway or L or whatever you want to call it, the train, you'll see stickers and things. People put things on there and stuff, and the people go, "Oh, hey, look at that! That's cool." And then so maybe Joe might go on the train someday and see a sticker that someone put on the train. Totally, no one told him to do that, but
Yeah, if I get to a point that I ever see my sticker that someone else put there, and I happen to come across that, I'll tell you right, I'll go out and get drunk. Because I cannot imagine such a thing actually happening. Why can I not pin this? I'm trying to pin it and it's not. I'm not in the right place. That's fine.
Do you have NYPD hats signed by Joe?
Do I have NYPD hats signed by Joe? I do not.
You should.
I know. I should. I'm going to work on that. I'm going to work on that. I think that's a good call. That's a very good call.
I mean, people would probably just want them to have, like, I got this hat for signed by Joe, and
Yeah, no, that's actually pretty good. That's a pretty good call. That's a pretty good call. I like that a lot. And if you have any recommendations, drop them in the store, and I'll try and, like, if you have thoughts of things that you think that you or others would like, let me know, and I'll try to accommodate.
Kosher pizza. You could sell frozen kosher pizzas.
Really?
I don't know. I would buy some.
Kosher pizza?
Why not? I love pizza. It's just cheese and sauce and crust. I mean, it's got to be good. I don't know, right?
Yeah, no. I mean, I had pizza for supper like 3 times this week. So anyway, so that was that. I want to get into Obama because BS wants me to get into Obama. BS with the unfortunate initials wants me to get into Obama, and she's right. I need to get into Obama. So this is Obama Library, which they scheduled to open to the public
on Juneteenth.
Yeah, on Juneteenth, naturally, because that's like such a national day of celebration.
And because he's such a transformative special president, they had to set it up on 19 acres, larger and more complex than any other president's library anywhere, with rides and stuff. And, they say they're expecting 2,000 visitors a day. Unless it's just the people in that neighborhood that are going to keep going there. The first time someone is mugged and carjacked and robbed on their way there, because it's not in a good neighborhood. All right.
No, it's gonna be a disaster.
It's gonna be a disaster.
It's going to be a massive disaster. Yeah. So
cars are going to be stolen. Cars are going to be broken into. It's going to be bad.
It's going to be bad. It's going to be very, very bad. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. There's no question it will. And it's already bad if you were someone, because one of the things he did when he set up this whole thing is he wanted to make sure that he was helping out the little guy. Mm-hmm. So he gave it to contractors who were minorities. So it was like he really focused on making sure that the people who were working, whether it was the plumbers, electricians, the construction, all of them, minority owned, minority owned.
That's great to get back to the community. You want to make sure the community gets the money.
Yes, exactly. Let's help enrich these communities, because that's what he's all about. He's all about enriching minorities, the same way he was with all those programs he introduced for minorities during the 8 years he was there. You remember all of those?
No.
Well, now he's finally doing it.
Oh, okay.
Now he's doing it.
Oh, Obamacare, right? That was Obamacare he did for the minorities, which made sure they couldn't get cheap insurance and they get bankrupt and didn't get coverage and they couldn't keep their doctor. Yes, I remember that.
Right. You can keep your doctor. You can work for us and get paid or not. Who got paid and who got stuck with the debt? The Obama Presidential Center was sold as a product that would lift up local and minority-owned businesses in Chicago. Now, several minority subcontractors say they're left holding massive unpaid bills. One plumbing contractor claims he's nearly $4 million in the hole. That's a hole no subcontractor's small business can survive. Today is the grand opening in Chicago. Ex-presidents, celebrities, dignitaries, including Oprah, Spielberg, Colbert, and Tom Hanks are celebrating. Champagne, high fives, ribbon cutting. Everyone loves the photo op. But who's actually paying the price? When big legacy projects leave, the little guys holding the bag. What message does that send?
Oh, this is good.
We'd also like to take a moment to recognize the original inhabitants of the land upon which we are gathered today.
Oh,
the
other people they really took care of. They took care of the Native Americans.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Yeah.
They say the original inhabitants. No, they weren't. There was people before them there, and there was people before them, and there was people before them.
Even obviously, yes, 100% for sure. Everything you just said and more so. But this is what's so funny is like they took 19 acres of land here. Valerie Jarrett, who was former Obama aide or whatever, she was raised in Iran.
We'd also like to take a moment to recognize the original inhabitants of the land upon which we are gathered today. We honor the Anishinaabe, the Council of Three Fires, the Ojibwe, the Odawa, and the Potawatomi nations.
Because we're sprawled out over all of their land. Yeah. And by the way, what are you going to get for it? Nothing. You're getting our acknowledgement. We just conquered you. F you. That's essentially what she's saying here.
The first time I heard her say it, Joe, I had to rewind it because I swore she said the Ashkenazi, and I was like, wait, what?
There's no Ashkenazi Indians. The Ashkenazi. I never even thought of that. The Ashkenazi Indians. I love that. Oi, what a rain dance. Oh, you had to see that rain dance. I tell you, I never seen a rain dance like that. My Aunt Buffalo Millie, she was up there, and you'd be plotting from seeing how she was a hey.
Yeah.
That is great.
Oy vey, those contractors sure took took us.
The Ashkenaz. Let me tell you something. I thought that we made a good deal with white men. We got scalped. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. I need more on the Ashkenazi Indians. Oh, you would like that. Did you hear what I was just talking about? My co-host here, when he was hearing a list of different native tribes that Obama sprawled his mansion out, he said he thought one of the tribes listed there was the Ashkenazi. So now I'm speculating about what the Ashkenazi Indians would be like. This is potential for a great song. The Ashkenazi rain dance. The Ashkenazi, the Ashkenazi tomahawk, brisk tomahawk. Oh my God, that would be so good. Chief Sitting Moses. I'm sorry.
It would be Chief Sitting Shiva.
Right, Chief Sitting Shiva. Oh, that's so good. Wow, that is so good. It does give a whole new meaning to the lost tribes of Israel. The lost tribes of Israel, one of them being the Ashkenazi. Oh my God, that is so good. Yeah, so they basically, if you have any more, let me know. Let me know if you
have any more.
If you have, yeah, you know what? Maybe that's what Mel Brooks should have really called them, right? Mm-hmm. You know, like when in Blazing Saddles, when they come riding up there and they're like Schwarzes. Mm-hmm. God, he should have called them the Ashkenazi Indians. That would have been so good. Oh, Mel Brooks, you missed it. Mm-hmm. Schwarzes. Back then you could say it. Today you can't use that word. My father told me, like, even back in the 80s, he's like, you can't use the word Schwarzes. You can't. They're going to get offended. It doesn't mean anything. I mean, it literally just means black. But, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. And I'm surprised they didn't mention all the rapper hoes that helped them with their land. The rapper hoes.
The rapper hose?
The rapper hose, instead of Arapaho, the rapper hose.
Oh, the rapper hose. So I love how they're sitting here, like the big generous thing that the Obama folk do is we're acknowledging the people whose land we're appropriating. Yay! Great job appropriating. Great
And
job
to
stealing
our
their land.
family and friends whose unwavering love and support helps sustain us throughout this incredible journey, thank you.
Yeah, what are you doing for him? Nothing. Oh, that's what basically, because this is perfect Obama. Lip service, useless lip service, which is in ways far worse than doing nothing at all. Useless lip service. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So it's useless lip service to the Indians. And we also have them basically screwing over the black subcontractors who were unfortunate enough to invest in doing work on this monstrosity. Look at that big trash compactor looking thing behind him.
I would like.
It looks like something like, you expect this to say like we are Borg, or I don't even know what this is.
To know why they're not getting paid, and what sense is celebrating Juneteenth if our black contractors are not getting their money.
We're gonna get to that in a moment, and this is just there's beyond this is even beyond this there's more of a disaster when Bono gets involved, as you'll see soon.
Oh God.
My name is Omar Sharif, president of the African American Contract Association. I've been
Omar Sharif, great actor.
I never seen this happen since I've been in business. Even when I worked with the Chicago Urban League, so many of our black contractors are complaining about they have not got their money. But the other side of it, a lot of the black community and the newspapers do not know that these people have not been paid. Some of the people have put their mortgages up. They're going to lose their bonding, their rate in their bonding company.
He's saying bonding in order to be bonded as a contractor.
They're going to lose their relationship.
Look at this. It looks like something that the Borg are arriving in. This is what they're so proud of.
With their supplier, as well as their banker, may want to bring in their note. So they're afraid to talk about these things, but they tell me in privacy that these things are taking place with them. And they're scared to death about talking about it, some of them.
Yeah, because they don't know how close his ties are to Hillary. We know he likes Hillary. We're a little scared talking about this.
Someone will hang up the phone on you and just say, I don't want to talk about that, and bye. Yeah, we met with them on several terms, but that's when they told us they had to stop conversation about it because they all signed a non-disclosure. And we're that bridge over troubled water for them. Not only they're going to be at financial risk, they are going to not be able to work on other major projects that we try to place our contractors on. And some of our biggest contractors are being hurt and hampered by this matter. Some of our contractors are already in bankruptcy. That's what they're saying, that if it wasn't the fact that they worked on this Obama project, they would not be under this type of problem filing bankruptcy for protection. So all we ask them to do is to pay them their money, work out the deal so that they can be happy of the place being opened up and they can see some relief. That's a bad signal to put out, the fact that 7 to 8 to maybe 10 of our contractors in our community are going to be eliminated from doing business because of the debt that they incurred on this particular project. And they're leaving.
More black people unemployed. Thank you, Obama. He's literally shutting black businesses. He's not even in office anymore. He's closing down business. Oh my God. Oh my God.
That thing I put in the private chat, it's a clip from Jesse Waters talking about what was an interview that Obama and his wife did with Robin Roberts or something, but it's clipped up where basically Obama says he's calling it quits. Michelle doesn't want him getting involved in politics anymore to stay out of stuff. And he's done. She wants to live a private life and not be involved in any of this stuff anymore.
They ain't seeing no signs of it. They keep meeting with them, keep kicking the can down the line. They should just tell them when they could get paid.
Obama Foundation said it paid the Lakeside Alliance, which was responsible for hiring, managing, and paying subcontractors. The foundation said has no outstanding disputed charges with the Lakeside Alliance. Yeah, okay, sure.
It leaves a bad taste for the contracting community because of the fact everybody was feeling proud, everybody was racing to be on the Obama Center, but if they would have known there was a Trojan horse or a Pandora box, I don't know if they would have raced as much as they did to be a part of it.
Now, to be fair, it is possible that Lakeside Alliance is a general contractor, and then they subcontracted out to the work to some of these other people who are being stiffed, and Lakeside Alliance is the one who is screwing over the subcontractors.
Well,
that's not on
the Lakeside Alliance is run by the Obama people. Like Valerie Jarrett's the president of the Lakeside Alliance. She gets $750,000 a year to be the president of the Lakeside Alliance. There's a whole bunch of people, like millions and millions of dollars went out to pay these people, making salaries to do it. The problem is that the Lakeside Alliance, they don't have money anymore. I'm wondering how they're doing this. They only have $1 million in the bank. All right. They were supposed to have $400 or $600 million in this account set up, like in donations.
He's such a scam artist.
They don't have the city's worried. The city's freaking out.
He's such a scam artist. Oh my God.
They know just upkeep on the land in 19 acres, to keep it from falling into like decrepitude and everything is $41 million a year to cover just to operate it and keep it. They don't have the money.
Okay. Based on what the information I have so far, I think I can blow the lid off this entire scam right now for you. I'm going to blow the lid off this scam. I'm going to let you know just how terrible what this jerk did. Oh my gosh, because what you're describing here, I know what that guy there, that laughing jerk, I know what he did. I'm gonna walk you through it.
Then nobody's in business to lose money and not to feel good about what they did.
Okay. Let me just get to the chats first, and then I'll break it down for you, and then we'll share with you how terrible, what a disaster Bono was. All right. Do you have buttless chaps for squirrels? No, we do not. Thank you very much. I cannot imagine what someone would do with that. We do not have that in our merch store. You can check out the merch store and see what's available. And if you have suggestions, and it has enough popular support, we'll see if we can fill all of your merchandise needs. Diggers want tracksuits, zip-up hoodies at a minimum. I can make that so. I think I can make the zip-up hoodies. I can't give you tracksuits because we don't have tracksuits.
You got pants, as long as they match the tracksuit. Sweatsuit, tracksuit, whatever you want to call it, same stuff.
Signing a treaty with Muslim nation is a waste of time. The Quran says they must break it within 10 years. Only 10% are IRGC supporters. 80 million want us to arm them and will do all the dirty work. Well, they haven't done any of the dirty work so far. I mean, that's what we keep hearing. But where were they? Well, why don't they rise up? What's happened? We thought they would rise up. I think Trump was hoping they would rise up. It doesn't seem they were rising up before he started attacking. Now they stopped. So I don't know what to make out of that. You know, we keep hearing these numbers, but I don't know how we actually can confirm those numbers are close to accurate. You know, that only 10% are RIG supporters. Maybe it's 40% or 70%. I don't know.
The besieged supposedly is like several, like a lot, like that's their like the whatever the militia type of people, or whatever, that they basically sent out to do shit. It's like I don't know. Is that like a gang or something that does the dirty work? Like that's, you know, like how the mafia used to have gangs that would do stuff, and then when you got so much, then they would bring you up and you'd be part of the mafia after you got done during the gang raid. Is that what the besiege is like with the RGC?
I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't know anything about that organization, that sub entity. But you know, just to point out to you, Richard, there's 94 million Iranian people living in Iran. If only 10% of them support the IRGC, that's 9 million people. If the other ones don't want to take up arms, if they can easily be overrun, but they need to be, you know, overrun. Someone's got to do it. And it can't be us right now. It just can't be. It's not our role. It's not our game. Oh, guys, the message is a quote from Marie Antoinette, Let Them Eat Cake, and the movie from 1979 with Gene Wilder and Harrison Ford, The Frisco Kid, or Blazing Saddles wagon train scene with Mel Brooks as the chief. Yeah, that's what I was, I finally remembered, the Ashkenazi, the whole thing with the Schwarzes.
Harrison Ford is in The Frisco Kid?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, because, okay, that's a different movie, because Gene Wilder is the Frisco Kid in Blazing Saddles. Right?
No, yes. He
Okay.
plays the Frisco Kid. Yeah.
Okay.
QW. What I'm saying is, yeah, they got 40K got killed by Rising Up. Yeah, that's right. That was when they were at the height of their power. They're no longer at the height of their power. So, that's before we went in there and killed Khomeini and like hundreds of their leaders. So, that's the time you got to strike while the iron's hot. And they didn't, and I don't know why we shouldn't believe they're going to anytime soon. The Obama Library reminds me of the concrete monolith on the cover of the Who's Next record. Ugly and nondescript.
Oh, it does look like that. It's the Who album. Who's Next? Who are you? Who? Why don't you tell me now? Who?
Oh, that's a very good
you?
call. That's a very good call.
I woke up in a Soho bar, policeman on my feet. Something, I don't know.
This definitely seems like it was the inspiration. Good call there, Malcolm. Very good call. Thank you for the chat. And I owed Olga this also, so give you the horn. Bono still hasn't found what he's looking for in a city where the streets have no names because he's beaming with pride in the name of love of being a lefty. Yeah, he's been a disaster. Sent to Ashkenazi Jew American Indian photo in XDM. Gold donation. Thank you. Oh, that's very thoughtful. See, someone wants to hit our goal. There we go. We're working toward our goal. I want to explain to you all what Obama did based on what we just saw a few minutes ago with respect to the whole Lakeside Alliance. Is that what they're called?
Yeah, Lakeside Alliance. Yeah.
Okay. The other day, I was explaining to my audience the power that the law gives to contractors and subcontractors in order to ensure that they get paid. So what do? They basically say you can give notice if you're not paid for work you do to improve property. That just basically means you're working on the property, you're doing the electricity, the plumbing, the construction, the brick, the point work. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is that you're doing on it, that's basically affixed to the property. It's becoming part of the property. You now are considered a mechanic, and you can give notice to the non-paying beneficiary of your work that if they do not pay you, you are going to assert a mechanic's lien. A mechanic's lien is unique in that it gives you the authority to actually stop the property from being transferred, even while the case is ongoing. As soon as you perfect the lien, there's certain steps you have to take when you file a complaint, the timing of everything, you have to file a complaint within a certain period of time and everything. But they basically give a special power that enables you to attach that debt to this property in a way that becomes inextricably linked to it. Now, I was talking about the idea that these contractors who are owed millions of dollars could file mechanic's lien. And in theory, under mechanic's lien, they could foreclose on the property. It's not just stopping the Obamas from selling the property, which, let's face it, it's never going to be sold, this property. No one ever wants to sell this property.
I think unless I'm wrong, I mean, they bought it for $10 off the city of Chicago.
Right. But it's not a matter of, in theory, you could resell it.
Yeah. I think it might be a 99-year lease or something like that, because technically I don't think the city can sell property.
That's not the point. Yeah. That's not the point. The point I'm getting at is that they could seize the property, foreclose it, and have it sold off to someone. Now, what happens, and that power to assert a mechanics lien is something that a contractor has or a subcontractor has. Now, when you're working on property, normally you'll hire a contractor who's overseeing all of the work, and that's the general contractor, and that general contractor will hire specialists in electricity, in plumbing, in point work, and they might have their own specialty that they do in construction or whatever it is, in the HVAC system. All of these different things, they might subcontract some or all out to different third parties. Those subcontractors have a right to go after the owner unless the owner pays the general contractor. If the owner pays the general contractor and then the general gives all the money for the debt that's owed, and then the general contractor is the one who screws over the subcontractors, now in most jurisdictions, I haven't searched Illinois, but I'd be surprised if it's different because I assume I really assume this is in every jurisdiction. This is how it would be in New York, but I assume it's in every jurisdiction because it just makes sense. It's logical that if I'm the owner and I pay the general contractor and that guy basically screws over the subcontractors, you can't now put a lien on my property. I paid what I'm supposed to do. It's not my fault. This guy went rogue and he decided to be a thief and not pay his subcontractors. So that's a contractual dispute between the two of them. That's not between us. So what does Obama do here?
He insulated himself.
He insulates himself by basically making Lakeside Alliance a general contractor. Now he pays the money to general contractor. God knows what the hell happens to the money, where it sloshes around and stuff like that. He basically pays off the debt to Lakeside Alliance, and in so doing, when Lakeside Alliance, which he controls, Valerie Jarrett there is basically she lives to basically be buffing his hiney. That's what she does. That's what her entire career is about, buffing Obama's hiney. So now she basically is running this company, which is screwing over subcontractors. So Barack will be like, oh, I didn't know anything about this. We took care of our bills. It's not on us. And if they try getting mechanics lien and saying, hey, we never got paid, the GC screwed us over here, general contractor, the GC screwed us over here, they'd be like, well, you can't, okay, go get a judgment against them, but you can't do anything with respect to the property because the general contractor got paid by the owner. So
I think what happened here is it's not the contract money, it's all the extras and change orders where the problem was, which always happens in big construction projects. Things get changed. They're like, oh, I just do it on a change order. The general contractor signs off on it. You bring it to him, they sign off on it, you fill it out.
On a job of this scale, the change order would be tens of millions of dollars.
That's what I'm saying. So they're just refusing to pay any of the change orders is what's going on. They're like, no.
Yeah. Well, anyhow, so now if you're representing the subcontractor, in theory, you can try and argue that there's not an arm's length transaction between the owner, like Obama, and whatever company. It's probably not owned by Obama. It's probably a company that Obama owns, which then retains Lakeside Alliance. So, but you have to basically say that there's such intermingling here between these companies and these individuals, and such an incestuous relationship, that this entire thing was a scheme, and that the court should allow you to attach and put mechanics lien on the property. Now, whether they'll succeed in that, I can't tell you, because let's face it, this would be in Chicago, and in Chicago,
there's a whole
any
other,
judge in Chicago is going to be very, very favorable to the Obamas.
Well, right? There's another whole angle of this, which you notice how people said they were afraid to say stuff because about jobs. That's because everything done in Cook County is done by unions, and the unions are just an arm of the Democrat Party. And so if you're a contractor with union employees and you make noise, they can fuck you big time.
But you have to ask yourself, like, what are these unions gaining from Obama? Like, what power does he
just
still
have?
have?
It's just Democrat power. It's just.
I guess so. I guess they feel like he wields enough influence in the Democratic Party still to this day that it's worth it for them to pretend that they're Valerie Jarrett and buff him up. Anyway. But it's so shady. Like, this whole thing was clearly set up, and he knew in advance that this was going to happen, that he was going to be screwing these people over. I'll always believe he knew in advance. The whole thing stinks like Bono singing. Speaking of which, so tonight they had their opening ceremonies, and Bono performed. And wow. Now, in case you're unaware, Bono, lead singer from U2. Crazy,
you too?
Crazy leftist, crazy leftist, And this is, I don't even know how old he is now. He hit it really big in the 90s. So that's 30 years ago. He's got to be in his 60s by now.
Their first big album that came out, Joshua Tree, was like early 80s, right?
Was it?
Yeah,
maybe.
80s. Like
maybe.
384 or 82, 83 or somewhere around there.
How old do you think Bono is?
He's got to be in the 60s. Got to be in the 60s.
I'm gonna guess 72.
Okay.
Let's see. Wikipedia. Bono. He was born 1960. So that makes him 66. Well, he looks older. Anyhow, so the patrons of the Obama Library got to enjoy the musical leanings of none other than Bono. Show us what you still got, Bono. I don't know if these two have ever sung before. I think the other guy is called The Edge. I don't know who that is. Do you know who The Edge is?
It's just that's just what they say. I don't know his real name, but he's Edge, and then I don't know the other. I don't know.
It's just you can just imagine the audience being like, "What? This sounds like two cats trying to decide which one of them." It's like, I don't care how much you torture me, I'll torture you harder. Oh my gosh.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, they're trying to make it like a love song to Michelle, but when I guess maybe that's just God interfering, that when two people who are widely acclaimed musicians try singing in harmony in tribute to Michelle, that it sounds as frightening as any normal person saying the words out loud, that Michelle is beautiful. This is just so they're basically trying to fluff Michelle, which I guess that probably is a two-man job, given what we've seen, given all the evidence we've seen so far. And oh my gosh, it goes about as well as you would expect God would.
In the company of Jackknife Lee, 46, 42, and 43. Civility.
Oh God.
Hold tight to democracy.
Looks like he's wearing makeup.
Community. Isn't she lovely? 44 and family.
Oh God.
Yeah. Michelle, my belle. Michelle,
God, this is so cringe.
I did put a link in the private chat of the actual video of the opening ceremony of Obama stuff. It's pretty good.
I think that I think I should sell like barf bags with Bono and Michelle's face on it.
You checked out that opening ceremony video. Is really good. They did create a video game too, Michelle and Barack video game.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I haven't shared it.
All right, cool.
Don't touch my wife.
God.
It's amazing how close the Obamas and the Bushes are, and then you find out that they're actually related.
Yeah. Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise.
Oh my God. Well, anyway, so they got their courtesy applause. That was terrible. That was just horrifying to listen to. Ugh. Wouldn't wish it on any finer people.
Well, share my screen for a second. You can check out the video game.
Let's see the video game. Let's see what you're sharing with us here.
You want me to press play or?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay. The video I shared in a private chat is completely safe. It's awesome. It's really good. It has a lot of stars in it. Like what's his that Harry, what's his name? Harry, the kid, what's his name? Harry, whatever, the annoying kid.
Sisson,
he's in it. A bunch of people. It's good.
Oh, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got here.
No, not that one.
I know. This one here.
Well, you gotta hold on, go back. You gotta start it over.
Let's see what you gave me.
You are all on stolen land.
We're live at the Obama Presidential Center opening. The statue, it's moving! Its eyes are glowing! It's grabbed two people! It's throwing them! Direct hit on the building! Debris everywhere!
Give us our land back.
A fine day for a gathering. Indeed it is.
Our land back. You're all on stolen land. Give us
What
our
in God's
land
name is that?
It's watch out!
It's got us!
No! Help!
We're going up!
Barack, this land is my land, not your land.
It's weird that they use the Moai since Obama's supposedly from Hawaii.
Yeah. Well, I saw it. Now you did too. Now you have too also. Send you an Ashkenazi Jew American Indian photo in X DM gold donation. Thank you for the gold donation. I very much appreciate that. Let me see what you sent me here. Nice. 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 There you go. Well done. Well done. This is my doppelganger there. I'm still sitting here drinking black lager, eating rum-soaked chocolate cake, and I think I just sharted. Could it be something I drank and ate? Possibly. It's possible. It looks like I made an Obama. I can't judge. I frankly don't want to, but I appreciate you sharing. That's what friends do. Friends share. Friends share. Joe, you people are very insensitive. Every time I take my Ford F-150 into the service department, it's 2007. I make them acknowledge the heritage of my truck. You know, last few owners, or I just don't pay the bill, Obama, or I just don't pay the bill, Obama. Nice, nice. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, I don't think the stuff about the war being on or whatever is true because oil prices have gone down 50 cents since the news came out. So I don't see how that wouldn't be dropping still.
I'm just going to point out that he calls it a Ford F-150, but it's actually a Jeep Grand Cherokee. So, a no-show job in Chicago. Are you crazy? Paul David Houston and David Howell Evans styling of vocalizing his Irish wailing. Someone put a mirror under Joe's nose to see if he's still breathing. It was a rough go there for a while. I was there. Videos not capture the beauty. All right. Okay. All right. I'll take your word for it. So that was Obama. But what I really wanted to do is I wanted to share with you all here where we at on our goal. Let me take a look at. Also, let me make sure check over in the ghetto before I move on. My hands on pack said I see the Ashkenaz Indian as Mel Brooks film. Let's get AI started on it. Beasting says, hey, don't disparage Juneteenth. It's the best USA holiday. It makes a perfect pair with 4th of July. We'll be streaming later, realistically, maybe tomorrow, celebrating and detailing history and reasons. Juneteenth, there you go. I guess you can celebrate it for reasons. I don't even know what Juneteenth is supposed to be celebrating. Is that when they first arrived here?
No, Juneteenth. Okay, Juneteenth is
what? Tell us the history of Juneteenth.
Juneteenth. Okay, Juneteenth? There was a town in I believe Galveston, Texas. Some town in Texas, Galveston maybe, where some Union soldiers showed up after the Civil War was over and was like, "Oh no, you guys are all freed because of the Emancipation Proclamation." Okay. And they're like, these people didn't know, that they were the Emancipation Proclamation, but like all the slaves that were in the North were still slaves. So the fact that they celebrate Juneteenth, even though all the slaves in the North were still slaves until the 13th Amendment was ratified, is kind of stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the whole Emancipation Proclamation was designed purposefully to actually help
hurt the South. That was it, to help with the war.
Hurt the South. But in all the places that were not uprising, they were still slaves. So it did nothing. It literally, there's not one single human who was freed as a result of the Emancipation Proclamation. Zero. It did less than nothing. He could have made it an EO. It would have done nothing the way he wrote it. Because he really wasn't a good guy. Abraham Lincoln was a pretty bad guy. He was. Terrible president.
A tyrant, some people would say.
Not some people. Anyone who was actually assessing him fairly would recognize that he is a tyrant. Terrible president.
I mean, terrible. I kind of wish sometimes Trump would be a little bit more like Lincoln, start arresting judges that don't rule your way,
Yeah, that would be a way to go.
Lincoln did do that.
J.A. is saying, Joe, here in California, even though you pay the contractor, it doesn't relieve you from the bills to the subcontractor. You must get a receipt from the subcontractor releasing the contractor. Interesting. I'm curious what that's like in Illinois. That's an interesting little thing. That's a very interesting little thing. Now I'm curious. All right, let's ask Grok. I'm curious. I'm going to ask Grok that question. I would bet anything that's the reason he did it. Hey, Grok, I have a question for you about mechanics liens in Illinois.
What's your question about mechanics liens in Illinois?
My question is, if the owner pays the general contractor, does that prevent a subcontractor from putting mechanics lien?
No, it doesn't prevent it.
Okay.
And Illinois has to give the owner a notice of lien within 90 days of finishing the work, and they can still enforce it against the property.
So if in Illinois, if subcontractor isn't paid, they can still file mechanics lien on the property even after the owner has paid the GC. Subcontractor has to give the owner a notice of lien within 90 days of finishing the work, and they can still enforce it against the property. Well, there you go. I'm very happy. I'm very, very happy about that. Perhaps my theory was wrong. It's possible. Cat loves dogs. Became a YouTube member. Everyone loves dogs. Everyone loves dogs. Every good, decent person loves dogs. Unless they've been attacked by a dog. That would be an excuse to not love a dog. If you've been attacked by a dog, or if you've been traumatized from a dog attack, that would explain not loving dogs. And I created that. I created that carve out specifically for my children who have been traumatized by dogs and don't like dogs. And I know that they're good human people, so I can excuse them. But if you've never been traumatized by dogs and you don't love dogs, I have to question. I have to question what happened to you.
I was traumatized by a dog as a kid, but it was just that dog I didn't like, and that type of dog. Whenever I see that type of dog, I go, ugh. So it was a little Jack Russell Terrier. It used to climb the fence and chase me down the street, and it bit me several times when I was like 9 years old, 10 years old.
Yeah. This is chat number 13. We're at 13 out of 15 here. Yeah, funny thing about Juneteenth is so we have like 3 minutes left, and I've got like I got 13 out of 15. We're really down to the wire here. Yeah, funny thing about Juneteenth BS. Last black slave freed in America was on the 14th of June, 1966. That's when the Creek freed theirs. That's why the whole holiday is complete lip service of lies.
Oh yeah, the Indian tribes were allowed to keep their slaves because they're sovereign and not part of the U.S. government, not bound by the Constitution.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Wow, I appreciate you bringing this to light, K-Bell. I wanted to share with you some clips of Europeans really enjoying, and this is going to make you happy. This is going to make you all happy. So, as you're probably aware, and if you're not, I'm gonna make your life a little bit better by making you aware of this. So the World Cup is going on here in America. Now, while Americans are not big on soccer as a general rule, the reality is that the World Cup, which happens only once every 4 years, is pretty big deal across the rest of the globe. Not so much here in America, but across the rest of the globe, it's a pretty big deal.
Well, football's a big deal in America.
Football's a big deal here. They call it football outside of America. They call it football.
They're just confused, that's all.
Yeah.
About what's important.
But I need to share with you, just as far as understanding, because now the entire world is descending on America. You have all these people who have never thought they would ever visit America, but out of their love and passion for the World Cup, have come here to try and support their local team or catch some games or whatever it is. Now, that being the case, what you have is a whole bunch of stuff here. And Brian Oldenkin coming in here like a man. Go! God bless you, brother. Thank you so much. You're awesome. So, we don't need two supers in Rumble. Brian carries cross finish. So, what we got here is, if country is a movie, it's the you. This is I want to share with you some clips of just how much Europeans are loving America, and specifically Trump's America. They really are enjoying themselves here and learning to appreciate America in ways that far too many Americans fail to appreciate the beauty and grandeur and amazingness about what America is. So I got a whole bunch of clips I want to share with you, and that's why I'm really glad we hit our goal, because frankly, I don't know how I was going to, because this is going to make you happy. I'll make you proud to be American, to appreciate our culture. And I think that's an important thing, because we should very much appreciate the blessings that we have and our American privilege.
The best things about this World Cup, actually the best thing about this World Cup, is that every nation outside of the US, their fans have come into the US and got to experience these like real niche, truly like American experiences. Like Americans need to understand, I think for the most part, English people in Europe see the US, unless you go to the US a lot, but even then, the US is like almost not a real place in our eyes. It's like it is a movie. If a country was a movie, it's the US. Like it's a video game. It's almost not real until you go there. And so then for fans of like, you've seen all the videos of like Scotland fans taking over like Dallas or Boston or wherever and like partying with bagpipes in like the Lower East Side in New York here. And then you've got the Japanese partying with Mexicans. Everyone is coming to the US, right? And there's been loads of problems and controversy before the tournament. But the best thing...
What word was that he said?
To come here.
Controversy.
And
the fuck is that?
Like these
Controversy? Oh.
US that you only see in films or TV shows or video games, right? In GTA. And they've been able to come here and actually experience it for themselves. And it is like you're you're in a movie yourself. You're like, oh my God, I'm on this movie set in this random city and get to experience a rodeo. People have never been to rodeos before. If you grew up in Scotland, you've never been to a rodeo before, obviously.
This is true.
It is the best thing I've seen.
You ever been to a rodeo, Joe?
No.
I've never been to a rodeo either, so I don't know.
I've never been to a rodeo. But their love of America is just mind-blowing.
I'm just going to put it out there. Once you have been traveling around America for a substantial amount of time, when you come home, it is a very strange and slightly, truthfully, depressing feeling, okay? Traveling around America really opened up my eyes, really allowed me to see how I could be living and just how many opportunities there are and how many different amazing places there are, all in one country. Like, since I've been back home in the UK, I haven't felt like myself, which sounds so crazy. I now live for that adventure, that crazy lifestyle, that meeting new people, seeing new people every day, and I just long for it. And in America, it is so amazing. Oh, seriously, Americans, what have you done to me? I need to come back. October, end of October, back in America. I can't wait. It's really kerfuffled me, man. Coming home from America, it has kerfuffled me.
All right. If you're gonna come here more often, you need to know you can't use the word kerfuffle. That's just not gonna fly. It's not gonna fly.
I did see. Did you see? There's a video of like I don't know if you probably might have it here. Like the Scottish at some bar singing country songs or something like that. Did you see that?
Trust me.
Okay.
Can we stop calling Americans uncultured because they haven't traveled outside of America? No, seriously. As a Brit in America, and if I lived...
And this is a point I never thought of before, but it's a great point.
...here, I'm telling you now, I would never leave America for a vacation. America has everything. Every landscape you can think of. Every weather you can think of. And you want it in America, you get it. You go to a different state. You go to the East Coast, you go to the West Coast, you go to the Midwest. America has everything. As a Brit, I live on a little island. I can take a 40-minute flight to a whole different country, right? I can do that because it's small. Americans don't need a passport. They don't need a...
You can't even spell kerfuffle.
Spelled with a K.
And it's not kerfluffle, it's kerfuffle.
It's K-E-R.
Yes. You don't like kerfuffle. If you can't spell it, you don't like it.
Passport, it doesn't make them uncultured because Americans can go on vacation, on holiday in their own country. Yep. I think that's so hard for a European mind to even comprehend that.
In fact, my childhood is going on vacation, going north, going south, going west. That's my experience. That's what vacation is, just experiencing America.
But until you've actually been to America and you've experienced it firsthand, it is like nothing else. It is so vast. And there's so much to see, you never have to leave America. Americans are not uncultured for not leaving America. They don't have to. Hold on.
Funny thing about soccer, it was originally called soccer, and most of the colonies in the UK are the ones that still call it that. Everyone else calls it football. UK changed it later on. Oh, I did not know that. K-Bell's coming with the factoids tonight that I never heard before. So, yeah. I didn't see this part.
Hold on! So today, somebody showed me what the size of a large drink is in America. Do you want to see the size of a large drink cup in the UK? That's it! I've got a massive head, right? An absolute gargantuan of an head. It doesn't even fit the size of my head. What's going on? I'm still eating me chicken nuggets, right? I got one lodged in my throat. I go to wash it down. I've got no drink left. This is a large. I want to see what a large drink looks like in America. I've got to. Because this, I'm not having it. Don't get me wrong, I love our Queen Lizzie. I love her to bits. Bless her little cotton socks. But she needs to do something about this. Fair play getting the paper straws. But it's no good when I'm walking around with a chicken nugget and a Big Mac lodged in my sarcophagus, is it? It's times like this that I wish I was in America.
Sarcophagus. Did he fucking say sarcophagus?
I think he did say that. I think that's a Cockney thing. They call it a sarcophagus.
I am not looking forward to this video today. People have recommended one thing for me to try. People always say, Josh, you have to try Cheetos, the flaming hot ones. I'm terrible with hot stuff. Absolutely terrible. Here we go. Yeah? Oh, my Lord! That That literally looks like the devil's little finger. This is not good. I pledge allegiance to the flag that I don't lose me bloody tonsils, please. Woo! Oh! Man!
Don't rub your eyes, dude. That's a mistake. It's on your hands. No, don't do it.
It should be considered an illegal weapon. You know what it's time for, don't you? You know what it's time for, don't you? The mini milk. It's time to get out the mini milk.
All right, so I wasn't looking to make. I never heard of this guy before, but I got more of these guys I want to share with you. This is that guy from before.
I'll tell you what, yeah? I pledge allegiance. I do. What piece of paper do I need to sign on? I want in on America more than I've ever wanted in on anything in my life. You see that plane there? If it's going to America, I'm going to jump up, I'm going to grab it, and I'm going to come. I can't do this country anymore. I can't do the UK. It feels like we're in a tiny little cage, a restricted cage with nothing fun to do at all. Now that I've experienced America, it's ruined my perception on everywhere else in the world. What do I need to do? I will get the American flag tattooed on my body. Anywhere. You pick. Let me in.
Your forehead. Do it on your forehead. Or you got no balls.
Shauna, I'm going to get her up the duff. We're going to raise our family in America. It's going to be beautiful. Just let me know.
This makes me want to bring Matthew Marston back in here. And it goes on and on.
I'm in America for the World Cup and trying Chick-fil-A for the first time, are we? Oh my days.
Oh my days. Oh my days.
Guys,
I'm in America and I can't lie, I've been hearing about Waffle House.
Waffle House?
This kind of stereotypical there.
Nuts.
The black guy goes to Waffle House. Come on.
It's so true. It's so true. It's making me feel like bad that I can't eat any of these things. I've always wanted to try Philly cheesesteak.
Gotta be, neither the Canadian nor the English brain can comprehend this at this moment in time. Wow. The sandwich was made by the Lord himself. Oh my God, this is amazing.
America, what have you guys done to me? I have become taco obsessed. Tacos. Yeah. Oh my God.
Tacos.
I'm in IHOP and I voted the chicken waffle. I've never seen this before in my life. That's good chicken.
We're in the States for the World Cup, so we figured we might as well try some Raising Cane's, couple Canadians. Oh, the sauce is really fucking good.
I'm trying KFC for the first time.
Now he's going to get chicken. First waffles and now chicken. Seriously?
They're going to give him watermelon next. I'll drive there in a Cadillac. Oh my God.
Steak, hamburger, and Caesar salad. So good. A steak, and that Mexican? Mexican. Yeah, yes. I'm currently in Brooklyn, New York, and I'm about to get Mexican food from a food truck. Ah, you're lying. Oh my days.
Oh. They all say, oh my days. I don't know what the hell that means. I've never even heard that phrase. Oh my days.
Oh. All right, spicy pork taste test. Oh my God. That is insane. What's the best American food?
I know that guy wasn't Muslim because he was eating a pork taco.
There you go.
Authentic chorizo burrito.
Is that American?
No, but in California it is.
Okay.
First time Chipotle. This right here is a chicken queso burrito. Oh, go. Oh, bullocks, that's good.
So, yeah, they're liking our food. It makes me feel so good, like seeing how they're also envious of what we have. You know, it makes you appreciate what we have, don't you think? Like, just watching these videos. Sound Guy Joe was one who recommended that I watch these on stream, and I was just like, I started watching them. I was like, yeah, this just makes me feel so patriotic. I can't explain it. It really does.
Okay, cool. It is 12 o'clock at night. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Nothing. No one. I mean, completely spotless, clean. I just took a walk all the way down there. Midnight. It's freaking midnight, and I'm completely safe. And I'm a white person walking around. That's
White people are not used to walking around safely at night.
Well,
This is what it's like in Europe.
No, he's from South Africa.
Oh, is he?
Yes.
So cool. Look at those trucks. Nobody's trying to rob them.
Nobody's trying to rob the trucks. He's from South Africa.
Them and stealing stuff. If a truck drives that slow in South Africa, they literally will break open the back and loot it. I mean, it is awesome. And here's me, a white guy walking around at a gas station. That bridge, I'm going to go for a walk underneath that bridge now. You know what's going to happen?
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Absolutely nothing.
I don't know.
Absolutely nothing.
You're risking it.
Man.
I mean, I have so many of these. This is the Scots taking over the pub in Boston.
Play ball.
I got it. I got the Buckies. Don't worry. I got the Buckies one. We're working our way there. There's a Brit trying. I've never tried this. I think this could be made kosher. I mean, now I really want to try this. How a Brit reacts trying biscuits and gravy.
I don't know because the gravy is sausage gravy.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I mean, I guess you could use beef sausage maybe instead of pork sausage.
Look at this.
Is it bomb?
Oh, this is so good. This is why everyone kept telling me to have it. Dang.
I'm just going to give you the horn because you hit your 1 year anniversary, Rob. Joe's saying slap by AI video, Trump and Carney in your DMs. You need to see it. It's hilarious. All right, I'll see about that. I'll see. Maybe I'll bring that up in the Diggers and Local show. So, which is going to be, we're having, by the way, in case you missed it, we hit our goal. So I am going to be having a Diggers and Local show after this. I'm going to start like 5 minutes after we wrap up over here. In fact, I probably should create a link for it so I can like reroute you over there. British man visits the United States of America for a few days and has revelation about gun rights.
This guy is so based and speaks the truth.
Here with a group of Americans and other nationalities is how much of a English people are in general when it comes to arms, guns, and basically protecting their nation. We've been totally pacified in the UK, and through removal of our arms, our right to bear arms, it's caused a big problem for us. And now our government is basically turning into this absolutely tyrannical, feminine leadership that's gradually eroding all of our rights. And there's really not much we can do about it. One of the things that's become extremely...
Yeah, number one, just off the top, I think what the World Cup is doing here over the last week or so is that it's showing the world just how much they've been lied to about how amazing America is. Number one, for many reasons, right? But more specifically to this video, the UK turned its citizens into sheep and called it progress. Now they've got knife crime epidemics, grooming gangs roaming free, and cops who show up after the fact. That's not self-defense. Sorry, that's above your pay grade. Nothing screams, weak society like a nation that trusts the government with all the weapons, but doesn't trust a citizen with a pistol. The founding fathers knew this. They understood this.
Amen.
A disarmed society is a conquered one. It just is what it is.
Yep. Well, this guy was funny.
I have found out why America is so great. And it is one thing and one thing only. Air conditioning. It is the greatest thing I have ever experienced. It is hotter than Satan's butt crack out here. But what makes it bearable is the air conditioning. I believe you need to add a verse to your national anthem that talks about air conditioning.
Air conditioning.
Americans are only scared of one thing, and that is being hot.
That is being hot.
But I love it. I love it. Is it something you have against being hot? Because the air conditioning, the ice in everything.
Oh, that makes a big difference.
Something that I figured out while being here is that ice makes everything better. Better. I am convinced Americans put ice in every drink. The other day,
it's true,
I was out for breakfast, and I was at a cafe. I look over, and a man had ice in his milk. Americans love ice so much.
We do.
Le Titanic, non, le Titanic, whatever you say. I believe the Titanic was out to get more ice. Here in Texas, I see these signs that say that some people...
All right, I'm getting recipes now. Use 80, 20, or 70 ground meat with 1 tablespoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of black pepper, 1 tablespoon dried sage, 1 tablespoon of crushed fennel seeds, half a tablespoon, it's teaspoon, they're all teaspoons, not tablespoon.
Yeah.
1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 1.5 teaspoon dried sage, 1 teaspoon crushed fennel seeds, 0.5, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of onion powder. Brown the meat, then make gravy. Okay. All right. Thank you.
And I don't think you have to use milk necessarily. I mean, you could probably use just water and flour.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had gravy lots of times, just didn't have milk in it. But maybe, real gravy. Here's your Buc-ee's. Everyone was telling me I need to look at the Buc-ee's thing. This is them experiencing Buc-ee's for the first time.
We're trying Buc-ee's. Has everyone tried it? So we're going in. Jenna's going to have to show us what the goal is. Oh, it smells delicious. A full grocery store. I'm so overstimulated. There's so many people in here. A basket. She's a tourist. Candy. Gonna get some mango slices. We're on a road trip, by the way, to our teammates. Treaties. Fudge. This is what everyone gets when they come here. Cool. Salted caramel ice cream sandwich. It's like candy, isn't it? Yum. They're warm. Oh, it smells delicious.
Right behind me is the world's biggest gas station. Only America can make a gas station an attraction that everybody wants to come and see.
I'm not sure what we're gonna...
That is true. There is no country outside of America where a gas station would become an attraction. That is true.
We're expecting here, but let's go see what we can find.
Guys, I wasn't expecting this. It's like its own universe, and we've already gone in on the food.
Oh, it looks so good.
I couldn't help myself. And the guys behind the counter, like, they do a sing-song.
They even have beef jerky here. How much do you think this is coming to?
$70. Look at that truck. Oh.
That truck's insane.
That means something else? Okay, so Gavin needs him a hat to protect this little bald head of his. So I think that Justin looks pretty good. It might be a hair
too big,
but it'll work unless I can find the right one. Oh, there you go.
Snug as a bug in a rug.
Now we also had to get him something a little bit more American. So we got him a camo Jeep shirt. Now we're about to take you to get the best beef jerky.
Holy fuck.
Korean barbecue. And the size of the fountain drink cup. Let's go.
That is mental. I can't believe all this is in one petrol station.
Petrol station. I guess I have made it. Thank you.
Massive. It's absolutely massive.
I love it. I feel like I'm fun home.
Now you can bypass the bread if you want.
They have good. It's not the best brisket you can find.
That is very good for a petrol station.
Yeah. Okay, so your trip to Buc-ee's, where do you rate this on petrol station?
It's got to be a high number in terms of what you can get. I got a small child's drink. That'll keep me going for the next 2 days.
America. Where's the nice guy? Sliced brisket, pizza chips, American food. And it's like a whole store. The whole food. And then it's like a whole store section. It's like regular stuff.
You're gonna get popped on a song.
That's true. Okay.
Yogurts.
I hate when they do that, when they put music.
America, can you please explain why this is so big? Ik ben bij Buc-ee's, het grootste tankstation van de hele wereld. En mijn vorige video van Buc-ee's heeft de Amerikanen bereikt. Ze denken dat ik toerist ben in de VS voor het WK. Ik
think he's speaking German.
Praten over Buc-ee's. Moet je kijken, man. Wat een gigant.
I think it's Swedish.
Gigantische winkel en allemaal vers eten. En met deze zin wil ik ze echt helemaal binnenhaken. Amerika. Nou, hier heb ik hem dan. De brisket sandwich, die ik al veel vaker gegeten heb. Ik vind het zo grappig dat Amerikanen dus denken dat ik een toerist ben hier voor het WK.
I don't know what he's saying, but I like it.
Het is wel echt...
It is German. It is. Oh, this is them singing. This is them in the...
Yeah, take me home, country. West Virginia, country mama.
These are Scots. That's great. That is so great. Oh my God.
The UK. I came here looking for an alligator. I've never seen one before.
Well, this one's also going to hit me this song.
You don't mind? Good. Thank you. Texas vodka. Texas vodka. Oh, he's coming this way. Oh, dear. I've never shot a gun in my life.
Welcome to America. So good.
This boat's real nice. The thing about this boat is the owner of this boat picked two strangers up and took us for this experience. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you all. Thank you.
It's so amazing. I need you to get into the World Cup. I'm telling you.
And here's why. Since the World Cup,
this is like making like the world. It makes the world a better place. It really does.
I could swear the World Cup was here in the 90s in the US.
It was here. It was here.
Okay, because I guess I remember doing work and they were like at Soldiers Field. They were in Chicago playing a bunch of places.
I need to get you into the World Cup. I'm telling you, you're gonna enjoy it. And this is the way to do it. The real way to do it. Don't watch online and find some way to do it that way. The real way to enjoy it is you go to a bar where they're actually celebrating it. You may not, if you gotta, even have to drive somewhere to feel the vibe of these people. This is like their life. This is like they're in the World Series. So it could be a tiny country, like it could be Croatia or Syria or Israel, Egypt, Thailand. It doesn't matter. And to them, this is like the greatest moment of their lives. Even if their team is down 2-1, they don't care. They come in there, they're amped up. It is such a party, and you need to experience it. You really do. It's really an amazing thing. You'll thank me. You'll really thank me. It's how you can actually, and it becomes fun when you're watching it with them, even though you're like, no one's scoring. No one's freaking scoring. I've been here for an hour and a half and it's 0-0. And if I say 0-0, they laugh at me. So, and I'm sitting and you're sitting there and you just just find a team. You can root with the people there. You can root against them. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It'll stay friendly, for the most part. For the most part. But I'm telling you, you will, if you're rooting with them, especially, who cares? You see Croatia playing Denmark. So if the crowd is all Danes, you go Denmark. They're all Croats. Go Croatia. Yeah, go Croatia. And they start screaming for some stupid play you never heard of, and you basically make like it's you're his biggest fan. You will thank me.
Viva Brazil! Viva Brazil!
Yeah. Oh, you kidding me? South America? Oh, the South Americans go nuts. Oh my gosh. Doesn't matter. Venezuela, Argentina, Brazil. Trust me, you will thank me. You will totally thank me. Remove the guy with the black hat violating cowboy hat unwritten rules. Hats only after Memorial Day or before Labor Day. I didn't know that. But it's after Memorial Day. Oh, before? And then after Labor Day, it's only during the winter? Is that what he's saying? Joe, you're crazy. They're all AI videos. America's horrible. All you people from Honduras, Guatemala, Somalia, stay where you're at. America's terrible. Haiti's the place. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. Thank you, brother. Also, censoring colors is dumb.
Hey, did you hear about the acid attack in Jersey City?
I did hear about that. Yeah,
Okay.
six women were attacked with acid. Yeah, see,
Crazy.
I'm on it. These are all the things that we're going to be talking about during my local show.
Okay.
We're going to be covering I want to end the week here on the main show with and in case you missed it, after I wrap up here, I'm going to have a Diggers and a Locals show. So, and that's going to go for at least an hour. So, and there's all sorts of news that Jim shared with me that I'm going to basically be digging in with you, including the acid attack. I can't believe you had all you can eat buffets. No such thing exists in Germany. Ice and soda is no go. Y'all weird.
Started, we have seen so many people from across the globe.
You got to
come
get out
America
here, Karen.
and absolutely,
Karen, you got to get out
love
here.
it. They are understanding that America is one of the greatest countries on the planet. There is so much to do, and that the people are just wonderful. And the best thing about that is it's all the simple things, whether it's Waffle House, whether it's 7-Eleven, whether it's just big trucks. Everybody is loving America. Now, there's also a flip side to this that not a lot of people are talking about, but we've seen it all over social media, how America is taking witness to all the other people from across the globe coming here and showing off their culture. Whether it's the Scottish in Boston who are tearing it up and making themselves loud and proud, or it's the Japanese
God bless, let them do it.
Clearing up stadiums after games. The world is coming together, and it is such a beautiful thing to see. So,
Totally.
hey, if you're out there and you see someone from a foreign country, or if you're someone who's foreign and you see an American, integrate, be welcoming, enjoy it. And to all the Americans who just aren't big fans of soccer or doubt its capabilities, this shows you the absolute love and the unity that it brings to everybody across the globe.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of riots after soccer games with the hooligans beating each other up and everything. I don't know about unity.
That's not going to be in this type of scenario. It's an interesting thing. You don't see that so much. The first time I got into the World Cup was in 1990. I was in Israel, and we didn't have TVs there, but there was a bar that was like a few blocks away from my yeshiva that had an outdoor widescreen TV. And we had in my yeshiva a whole, there was I would say 20% of my yeshiva was British. When the World Cup happened, they were just, this is everything. They would not miss a night. Every night they would go down there at midnight. It's when the games would be starting local time because, we're they're hours ahead of wherever it was. And we'd be watching and cheering and just seeing how much they got into it. To me, the most amazing thing is they would be chanting England, 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 and I was like, that's hooray for the red, white, and blue. They would steal our songs, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun. They're all to them, this is the biggest thing in the world, and that's when I started really getting a flavor and appreciating just how exciting World Cup can be. The 3.5 years go by, and I won't think about soccer twice. But World Cup, it's fun. It's really fun, and it's an amazing bonding thing. It's what the Olympics were supposed to be.
For the World Cup, and here's some things I have found absolutely crazy about the United States. Number one, there are actually nice people in America. People have been very kind to me and very helpful. And
They don't think we're nice.
Had nice people. Number two, there aren't any guns. I walk around the street and it is perfectly safe. I thought people would be dying in the street there was a civil war. But no, I haven't seen.
Where are you exactly? You're not in Chicago. You're not in New York.
Very fun.
I go to the shooting range and shoot myself. It's very fun.
Number three, there's actually good food. I would not have guessed that in a country with almost 400 million people, that there could actually be a meal that was worth trying. Who knew that outside of France?
Good dude. Well, 400 million people that there'd be food worth trying.
For the World Cup.
It looks so good.
Go back to France and eat some more snails.
Yeah, seriously. Go back to France, Frenchie.
You're welcome.
Free refills.
You're welcome.
This is one pancake? Yeah, welcome to America. You know, I used to be little like you.
This is pizza. Damn. It's ground beef. Look at and I got big hands, L-sized hands.
That is absolutely massive. That is the size of my head. You can't get a drink this size in my country.
But what is this? Costco.
Welcome to Costco.
This is even bigger
Costco is as American as it gets.
than Walmart.
Ich will essen alles. Oh mein Gott, Tomaten.
Oh my god, guys, it's Target. We're gonna go into Target for the first time ever. She's also gonna film it with her camera. Oh my god.
So you like shopping in America a lot better, honey? We've already got 3 items.
We are in America for the first time as Europeans, and they have every flavor. Look, they have big red. What's big red? There's a big blue as well. We don't know.
Come all the way from London for one of these famous sandwiches.
Oh, that's unbelievable. What are we gonna make you today?
Oh, I'll tell you what, that is some good shit.
Look at those. I think they're getting ready for something. Fucking heat in Texas.
Yo, can you just give me a green card, bro? Oh. Yo,
Mark on platter, triple over medium. I don't know what they're singing, but I'm gonna join a party if I see it.
The container store.
It's just containers.
Just containers, what, to contain stuff?
Yeah.
We haven't got one of those in England.
So, like I said, it's
great.
It's a lot of fun. It makes me feel proud to be American.
If you want to talk about being proud to American, do you have what I have?
What do you have?
It's in the private chat.
Let me see what you got. Private chat here.
Want to talk about being proud to be American? When people are proud of America? Guess who's not?
It's the same video I saw before.
Oh, you had it? No, there should be one that says 30%.
Oh, this
one above it, 30% of. That's a great way to finish it off there for you.
Is this going to make me happy or angry?
Well, it'll make you. It'll show everybody that these people all come here and how great America is. Yet there's people who are here in America who are such scum. They're demon rats. All right, and they hate America.
We know. I mean, I'll play this for a little. I'm not closing out with this. I want to close out happy. I want to
close the sloganeering about proud to be an American.
Okay, what about this idea? Are you proud to be an American? Extremely or very proud to be an American? Again, look at this divide, a growing divide on this question. Back in January of 2001, 90% of Republicans, 85% of Democrats. This was after a very contentious 2000 election, keep in mind, right? With George W. Bush coming into the White House. You come over to this side of the screen in 2026. Look at this. Again, the Democratic percentage.
It's all Obama. It's all
Obama did it. Yeah.
It's all Obama.
Did it.
I can't. I want to be happy. I want to be happy. Not this one. This one.
America for the 4th of July. I just realised that all the World Cup tourists are going to be in America for the 4th of July. Fuck's sake. They are not ready to see the 4th of July. I was in
It's going to be amazing.
The 4th of July one time.
It's going to be intense.
Mental. Okay, fireworks.
It's going to be
everywhere.
intense.
It's mental.
People in these weird like wagons and beach buggies and like screaming with fireworks coming out the back of them. It is mental. So it will be very, very interesting to see the European and the tourists' reaction to the 4th of July. And hopefully Scotland will still be in the World Cup because that would be so cool to see Scotland in America for the 4th of July. That would be insane. Can you imagine?
Especially because it's the 250th anniversary, so it's going to be some good shit going on.
Yeah. How can you not smile at this? Is the difference between online versus walking outside. Also, still waiting on that walking by a nickel answer.
Yeah. You know.
Oh, it was yesterday. Did he ask me if I've ever walked by I once walked by a nickel on the floor? Like I was like, I should have thrown that out. Yesterday I played 2 truths and a lie with Sin. So I don't know if did you see that part of the show?
I saw part of it. Yeah, like it was. What was it that you almost got kicked out of law school or something like that?
Yeah, that was my lie.
That was your
I was got kicked out of law school, but because that did not happen.
I thought it was a trick question because when you said I ate in a Pizza Hut before, I was like, well, maybe it was like somebody rented the Pizza Hut and they had like some kind of banquet or something in there with other, like food. And I didn't think about the
Israel thing,
the Israeli Pizza Hut.
Yeah, because as Daniel was pointing out, I did go all the way to Israel for Pizza Hut. I have to tell you something. It was so good. It was so good. I was like, I don't know if this is different because it's kosher Pizza Hut from what you guys are eating all the time. I mean, it was such amazing pizza. I can't even be. It may have been the best pizza. It's definitely one of the top 5 pizzas I ever had in my life, and maybe top 3. It's really, really. Oh my god, it was so good. And I heard that. I mean, your regular Pizza Hut is not that good.
It was back in the like 80s and 90s. It was pretty damn good. But then it started they started trying to compete with all these other places that were, like different things that were cheaper and stuff when Domino's came around and these other places. So it got like.
Yeah. Here's another thing you would only see in America. And even this is not easy to find in America.
What the fuck? Whoa! What the fuck?
There's more coming, John.
No way.
There's another one coming.
What the fuck? Turn off music.
Looks like they might be in California or somewhere like in a, what I mean, like around where, some kind of desert area where they're around an air base.
What the fuck? Is there another one? Oh my god.
Nevada, yeah, something like that. Or around that.
As well.
Ah!
I thought that was funny. This was also funny.
It's beans and toast. I'm not eating this. It's beans and toast. You love beans and toast. No, not anymore. I like cheeseburgers now. I want cheeseburgers and I want chicken wings and I want ranch. We don't have ranch here. You can't keep asking people for ranch. I'm gonna keep asking for ranch until we get some. Okay? I don't know if you've experienced it. You haven't been to America, bro. I was talking just how you were talking, right? Beans and toast is great. Who doesn't love a nice fry and bread sandwich?
Fry and bread.
Delicious. You could dip it in some soup. Tasty. I went to a place they call Culver's, okay? And everything there was delicious. The burgers were good. The ice cream was good. The fries were good. The sauce was good. The fucking chicken was good. Everything there was delicious, and they didn't have any sort of soup or beans. Okay, well, honestly, how good could it be if there's no soup or beans? Come on. You don't get it, man. You don't get it. You don't get it. You don't get it.
They do have beans at Culver's. Green beans.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's not what they're talking about.
I know. And they do have soup. They have chili, which is like soup.
You're gonna see. They have this thing called a triple dipper.
Oh my gosh. Here's the police with dancing up with the
That's the sound of the police! That's the sound of the
That's what I'm saying. Some cop cheering on Egypt. You think he cares about Egypt? No, it's like the audience the crowd is into it. All right, let's go Egypt. Who cares? Cape Verde. I don't even know Cape Verde is a place.
It's in Africa, I think. Cape Verde, right?
I was going to say, what continent is Cape
that Africa?
Verde?
Is that Africa?
South America?
No. South America, maybe. I don't know.
Cape Verde? Maybe Africa.
In this Group G match in Los Angeles.
So
cool. That's awesome. Okay, everybody likes America. Now get out and go home.
Yeah, no, for a visit, it's great having them here.
Take some illegals with you.
Oh no.
That was a little
But what is it? So I've been to Walmart already, and it's huge. But what is this? Costco. This is even bigger than Walmart.
And people think we don't have culture. We have Costco.
I'm way too European for this. I'm not able to understand. That's huge. Why is it so big?
Come with me to Costco. Guys, this is my first video in English because my boyfriend wanted me to do it. So let's go to Costco in English. First thing first, I put my sweater on because it's so cold here. So this is crazy because in France we don't have that. It's like a Carrefour. Je dis Carrefour. It's like un Leclerc, but you have like multimedia, fridge, you can buy pool, surfboard if you want. Now let's go to the food section. Oh my god, this is crazy. Let's throw a party tonight. I found some chimay. It's like $10 for the big bottles. I think it's okay. It's crazy. Belgium is in United States. She's doing a great cake. This is the boulangerie in United States. It's not the same.
So anyway, for me, if I get to see these Frenchies, I see these frogs, I see the krauts, I see the limeys, all them enjoying. I see the nips. I see them all enjoying America, and I say, God bless. Come here, enjoy, come for a nice
Go
visit,
home.
come back and visit. You know, that's great. No, that's great. We need tourism, you know, and the fact that they actually learn to appreciate and love America and appreciate just all the things that we have here. It should serve as a reminder to you how blessed we are in ways that we just take for granted. Like air conditioning. Oh my God. Can you imagine living without air conditioning? Like the savages.
Yeah, I don't think like most European countries have no air conditioning, right? Only in hotels, like all houses, like they don't have like
they have to put on a whatchamacallit? Dude, they need to put on a thing for a sweater because they're not used to like air conditioning in a Costco. It's astonishing. It's really crazy. It's really crazy. Anyway, I need to set up my other stream.
Go ahead.
I want to do that before I close out here. Okay. So I was thinking, perhaps since you're here, and I'm going to invite you to join me. You don't have to join. I don't know what your time schedule is like, and I know you might be tired, which I wouldn't be surprised at all if you were.
I can pop in for a little bit. What do you mean I need to put my foot in grass? I'm in grass all the time, Mr. Miller. I don't get it.
I don't know what. I don't know what he's
saying. I mean, it might not be what you call grass, Floritam or St. Augustine grass down here in Florida, but you know, it's not. You don't really want to put your feet in it. It doesn't feel like grass up north. It doesn't feel like Kentucky blue or rye or anything. It doesn't. It's not soft. It's basically like some kind of sprawling weeds that crawl across the ground down here that we call grass, but it gets green.
Well, there you go. So why don't you tell people some of the stories that you have lined up for me? Like maybe go to that email and tell them what it is that, and give like a little overview, and then basically hear from the crowd which stories they want me to cover and focus on during the next hour.
You already covered the SCOTUS Second Amendment case, right?
Yes.
SCOTUS cases. Did you cover the Florida Court of Appeals?
No. But I don't know that I want to.
No, they said that 18-year-olds do have constitutional rights, and you can't say that they can't carry guns because they're 18 and they're just like any other adult.
Oh wow!
So and then the Navy found a massive cache of radiological material hidden in California that nobody knew was there in some building that they didn't know about, including uranium and plutonium.
Really?
Yeah, that's interesting. Then the acid attack. The Democrats are trying to stir up some stuff with Ghislaine Maxwell's prison transfer stuff. They're trying to just basically like, I don't know what they're up to. I always seem so bummed. I'm in a great mood, man. I try to be like whatever Joe is, I try to be the opposite.
Yeah,
That way
basically.
it gets a balance. Like if Joe's sad, I try to be happy. If Joe's happy, I try to be sad.
And that's
we're like the odd couple. Except for we're both clean. We're not dirty, neither one of us. We don't make a mess. Well, I don't know. Maybe Joe's whole I don't know actually. Anyway. But what else we got here? Germany documented a record-breaking number of anti-Semitic incidents in 2025, which shocking to nobody because of what they imported into their country. There was that police chase. Did you cover anything with the police chase with the 1-year-old that got shot? The mother held up the baby as a shield, basically, to the police in Mississippi, and it's a very interesting story. They want justice. And I was like, well, justice would be that the mother and the driver of the car would both be in prison.
Wow.
Well, let's see. Oh, the Obama Library did most of that. The Georgia Rhinos have decided that they don't want to redistrict.
Yeah, that's going to tick me off, which I might do that anyway. But
let's see. The Gilgo Beach killer got life in jail. Kentucky Attorney General is suing Kalshi, Polymarket, and some other thing, claiming they're all illegal gambling sites.
Okay.
What else here? U.S. teens are struggling to find work this summer because it's a saturated job market by illegal aliens.
U.S. teens.
Let's see. Labor Department has told every state that they need to fix their unemployment insurance fraud because the government is sick of paying. Like California, like New York loses $10 million a day, I guess, to fraud in unemployment. There's like people that are 115 collecting unemployment.
10 million a day?
Yeah, that's what they're saying. 10 million a day.
I definitely want to cover the fraud. I saw in there that you had stuff about cracking down on fraud.
Yeah, that's it. They're cracking down on the Labor Department, cracking down on fraud. And then what
I
else?
definitely want to cover that. I think it's important to assess what steps we're taking to help eradicate fraud, because I think that's one of the hallmarks of the Trump administration is this attacking the fraud, which has basically been raping the American taxpayer. So I think that's definitely a topic I want to dig into in the next hour. What else you got?
That's it. I just went through the list. I mean, I don't know. There's stuff from yesterday. I don't know if you didn't get to from yesterday.
What was from yesterday?
Did you know that another Islamic socialist advanced to the general election to replace Eric Swalwell? It seems like this is happening. I don't know if the Democrats are realizing this or not, but there's this whole thing with these Democratic socialists. Did you cover anything about the Red Rabbits?
What are the Red Rabbits?
The Red Rabbits, similar to the Red Guard of the communists, Mao Zedong. The socialists have a group of the cadre that they have. It's to go around and basically to foment a revolution, the DSA, called Red Rabbits.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about them. Why are they called Red Rabbits?
That's what they decided to call them. Call them the
why?
Red Rabbit, because I don't know, because Mao Zedong called theirs the Red Guard. I don't know, so they want Red Rabbits because there's, they're going to be thousands of them all over, and they're going to multiply, and they're going to take over, and they're going to foment a revolution, an uprising.
What's the plan? I don't understand.
They want a revolution. You don't understand. They want a revolution. There's a whole thing. Oh, I got it. Oh.
They want a revolution.
They want a revolution.
All right. Well, I gotta set up the redirect here now. Customization, redirect. Save. All right. So I'm gonna redirect over there.
All right.
This thing is set to go live in at 1:30. So it's 1:24 now. So it's set to go live in 6 minutes. So I'm going to sort of parse out from there. I'll tell you this much. Let me pull up that email there. Let me pull up that email.
I don't have I'm going to pop a link in two links in a private chat for you right now that you might want to look at, because these are about the Red Rabbit stuff.
Deadly radiological material, including uranium, hitting in California.
Yeah.
I definitely want to cover the acid attack in New York.
Yeah.
6 women were attacked in an acid attack in New York.
I thought it was Jersey City, Jersey.
Yeah, they say you wrote New York, but it is Jersey City, Jersey.
Yeah.
So it wasn't New Jersey. It's even closer. It's even closer. Good golly.
Did you know that Jersey City? I think is it Jersey City or where was it? Was it Jersey City that has the highest Muslim population? Like second highest Muslim population, like above. I saw it reported somewhere. Like it's actually like a suburb of Chicago, like Naperville, somewhere like that, has almost a 5% Muslim population, and then Jersey City has like a 4.3% population of Muslims, and then Dearborn, Michigan, actually has a lower percentage.
Really?
Yeah, than Jersey City or this suburb of Chicago.
I thought the biggest percentage of Muslims in Jersey was in Patterson. There's a lot of them in Patterson. There's countless mosques in Patterson.
I don't know. That's what I just saw this. I was like, what? When I looked at it, because it was part of the story about those. It's in one of those links in there, I think, about the attacks, talking about it. Someone posted it. But yeah, this Red Rabbit thing is fascinating.
So aren't they paramilitary?
Yes, they're paramilitary. Like, and they have. If you look, there's a thing where they show what their symbol. Like if you scroll down in this off the Gateway Pundit, there's like this thing like showing what they want to do. They're abolish the Senate, replace the President, Supreme Court, end sanctions on Cuba, free Palestine, abolish the carceral state, abolish ICE, grant amnesty for everyone, public ownership of all corporations. So these are communists. These are communists.
This is an insurrection.
But this is who's taking over the Democrat Party. Like people don't realize the person who won the primary for DC's mayor is one of these people. Mendummy, one of these people. There's tons of Congress people that are these DSA people. This is the Democrats. They realize, these people don't realize, like the Democrats, the regular Democrats, the work, whatever you want to call them, and regular liberals. They don't realize what's happening. They're being taken over by this fringe party, and if you don't wake up, they're going to kill you too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know. I don't get it.
I'm going to share with you the link to the other thing. I'm going to share with you in the private chat, so you can pop on over there.
All right.
And before we get on out of here, you want to tell people who you are and when they can find you?
My name's Jim, and I tell you the news. You can find me pretty much every night somewhere. Usually 7 o'clock, except on Thursdays I'm usually with Joe. Saturdays and Sundays I do a later show, generally 8, 9, 10, 11 o'clock, depending on when I can get around to it. Whatever I have going on, And I have not taken a day off now in 4 weeks.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
I know. It's crazy, right?
All right. And I'm also, when I go into the Diggers chat, when I start that off, I'm going to have a conversation about what I should do for July 4th. I'm trying to decide. I need to do something special for July 4th. I'm saying here in the show, I want to see what I can do to try and make July 4th like have a July 4th celebration. Maybe not on July 4th, maybe like a day or two before, but get some suggestions from them as to like what they think would be a nice way to celebrate. Because I think that I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to appropriately celebrate 250. Because I think that this is.
Are you gonna plan to be? What day of the week does the 4th of July fall on this year? I don't even know.
I think it comes on a Thursday or something.
Well, that's not really a good night, but it's better than a Friday night for you. But it's there's probably going to be massive fireworks displays, right? Or no? Did they say they're not allowing? Did New York say they're not allowing like a ball drop? They're not allowing anything for 4th of July because Mondami's an asshole. Is that what I heard correctly?
We don't usually do a ball drop. That's a New Year's thing.
No, but they were going to have something in Times Square, some kind of celebration. I think they said that's not going to be
usually New York. Macy's has fireworks over the harbor, over New York Harbor. They have a big firework display, and they shut down the West Side Highway, and everyone just gathers there and
watches them.
And it's over the Hudson, so they'll have basically over the Hudson, they'll have like these barges which are shooting off fireworks.
You can do a live stream from some. I don't know if that's something you go to. You go to that or no?
I haven't been to it in years. I went to it, the last time I went to it was about 10, 15 years ago. I could go there. It's not this, I find fireworks are not the same.
It's when you were younger. Yeah. When you're
No, not when you're younger. I'm saying on TV.
Yeah.
It's much more impressive in person. Fireworks, something that's much more impressive in person than it is in whatchamacallit. Yeah. That's just the reality of the situation. So anyway, so I'm going to shut down over here. I think it's time for me to shut down over here, wrap the show up, and I'll invite you all to come
link
on
in
over.
the chat here. For anyone who wants to follow me, if you haven't followed me already,
post it to me over here, and I'll throw it into the description.
All right, and then as soon as I hit 10,000 subs, I'm doing a 24-hour stream. So just keep that in mind, everybody.
Nice.
So I'm hoping it comes before Christmas.
I'm sure it will.
Nah, it's been I've been picking up about 200 subs a month, it seems.
All right, that's better than me. I lose 300 a month.
Oh,
I do. I don't know why. I do. I lose 300 a month. Which reminds me, if you can please hit the like and subscribe while you're here, that would be awesome. It would shock me, but it would be awesome. So,
like, subscribe,
do all that good stuff. I thank you all for joining me and urge you. I'm redirecting you on over now to my other stream, which I'm gonna start it now. I'm gonna start right now. I can start it right now and close out the other. I'll close out one as I start the other. That's the way to do it. There's like no downtime at all. I'm already talking there. So let me go live here. And to the rest of you, I'll tell you, thank you so much for joining me and have a phenomenal weekend. And everyone joining me over here in the Diggers and the Diggers and Follow stream, God bless you and welcome to this show. To those of you who are not gonna make the transition, I understand it's a tough jump there, but I wish you good night and Godspeed.